It's like making buttermilk when you add vinegar to milk.
Crunchy nut.
I probably haven't had cereal in about, I don't know, 22 years.
I
Really?
never ate cereal until I moved here.
You eat like traditional cereal, which is just like
Grain.
grain.
The
Yeah.
stuff intended to make you stop masturbating?
Yeah. Oh, you don't know?
It does that?
He
Oh,
doesn't.
you don't know
he
about
doesn't-
Robert Kellogg?
He doesn't know the lore.
No, I don't know about the Kellogg's lore. Educate
That's
me.
crazy.
I'm curious now.
Kellogg was a psychopathic, heavily religious person that thought masturbation was the heart of every problem in the world, and thus invented cereal because he thought that eating dry pieces of cardboard would discourage people from masturbating for, I'm sure, a very sane and reasonable reason.
He thought that it would mute your soul so that you didn't like act out, basically. Because it was so like, it was so such a dull thing to do that it would like make your soul more like, I don't know how to describe it really, but it's like basically it would like dull down your soul so that you didn't act out. Yeah.
Huh.
I can see it. I can see it in like a insane person kind of way.
Yeah, in like a religious zealot sort of, yeah, sociopath sort of way. Yeah.
What you eat is what you become, and if the food is like fucking boring as shit, then you become boring as shit.
Yeah.
I see it.
Then we added 20 pounds of sugar to it and milk, and now there's no soul muting going on whatsoever.
Yeah, because they found out it was really, really cheap to make, so they were like, well, now we gotta get people addicted to it, so we have to add sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so cheap to make.
And then they decided they're gonna bribe a bunch of scientists to say talk about how healthy sugary cereals are compared to traditional fatty breakfasts like eggs
and talk about how alternatives to sugar, because the sugar lobby is so fucking powerful, how alternatives are all killing you and they're all bad and deadly.
Yeah. This one causes cancer. This one causes pancreatitis. This one all that shit. This one causes diabetes. No, it's all the same. It's all the same shit.
Yeah, I believe that stuff for a while. Like the reason why I didn't have like diet sodas and why like my parents didn't let me drink diet sodas as a kid was they like believed that stuff, that like aspartame was like caused cancer or was bad for me or something like that.
Upper class health food mom.
a little bit.
If it makes you feel, I was gonna say, if it makes you feel better, my mother didn't allow me any like processed sugar at all. My candy as a kid was prunes.
Prunes?
Hell yeah!
Yes.
What about a nice date?
Dates, prunes, things like that. Dried fruit was our candy.
She wasn't that bad with me. She would still occasionally let us have like ice cream and stuff, but definitely encourage us to eat fruits and stuff. And she would get us like bags of clementines from Costco and stuff, and then I just went to
baby.
those. Yeah, those are so good.
My parents encouraged eating fruit, but it was like kind of half-assed. I said my parents kind of encouraged eating fruit, but it was kind of half-assed. Like, they were like, oh, eat fruit, but then they never really enforced it in any way.
Right.
I'm so sad that I'm allergic to apples because I fucking love apples.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Dude, dipping apples in, like, I would mix cinnamon into cream cheese and I would dip apple into it. It's so fucking good.
We've had a mango renaissance. We've been real into the mango.
Yeah, I came back to mango after like decades because when I originally got sick with my blood disease and I was on antibiotics, my parents also decided to take a vacation in California. And so, vacation, it was a work trip, but they called it vacation. It wasn't. But I was really, really nauseous because I was on like my my third course of antibiotics. And so I was like really, really fucking sick. And the only thing I could eat was mango because like in California, you can just get fresh mango off the side of the road. Like you can stop on any corner and there's going to be somebody selling like fresh mango. So
That's
all
like
I would
random.
eat was, Oh,
I said that's like where I used to live.
yeah. So I would only eat mango, but because I was so sick, I would then vomit up the mango. So for like decades, I just associated mango with vomit. And it's only been recently that I could
Unfortunate.
eat mango again because mango is fucking delicious. Mango is so good. A nice mango cream. So
Yummy
good.
mango.
It's really good. We've been having mango smoothies a lot.
Yes.
That's like
do you do like yogurt
Costco.
smoothies?
Yeah, it's like Greek yogurt and frozen mangoes from Costco.
Yeah, that shit's good.
And I didn't always love mangoes. I think because I just like never really had access to good mangoes. So like I would never have a good ripe mango, which is obviously
Yeah.
the best way. But these frozen mangoes have been really good, so I can't really complain.
Yeah, that's the thing about with mangoes is like a good mango is fucking delicious, and a bad mango is like inedible. It's just wood. If it's unripe, it's just wood.
I don't really
Yeah,
like
I'm
mangoes.
something of a fruit maniac. As Catherine knows, we go to Costco and just get like 2 cases of peaches that almost entirely I eat. Well, nectarines usually. I love the nectarines. We got some Bartlett pears. We got kiwis.
90% fruit.
I always get a melon of some kind.
You're pretty fruity mouth.
I eat a lot of fruit. Probably like 4 nectarines a day at least.
I would eat more fruit if it wasn't so sweet, because I'm not a big sweets person. Like I like the taste of fruit, but it ends up being a lot like too much sugar for me most of the time.
Yeah, like apples are a lot of sugar, especially. Some of the other stone fruits and berries aren't too bad, but
No, raspberries are the lowest carbohydrates. Or blueberries. Blueberries, it might be a time between.
it's one of them.
Yeah.
And like
I love blueberries.
strawberries
Oh
aren't
my
bad,
God.
despite what people
Blueberries
think.
are good.
No, yeah, no. Yeah, but oranges and apples, I think, have the highest carbohydrates.
Yeah,
And grapes are super sugary.
grapes are crazy. Grapes are just candy in terms of sugar, but
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they're better than candy. But yeah,
I've been trying to get bananas each time I've gone to the shops, like recently, and they've always been so fucking green. Like, green to the point where they're probably gonna cut up my mouth, and it sucks.
yeah. But if you sit them on the counter,
they don't go. They don't seem to take.
What is with your bananas?
you get the fucking
Like-
frozen in time bananas.
Oh yeah, like I don't know what it is. For some reason they don't go like yellow enough. They start to die before they go yellow.
Ew, they
Which
go
is
brown
weird.
before they go yellow. What the hell
But
are they doing to
least-
your bananas?
I just
Can you
think
give
they're
them
like
the sunlight help?
I don't fucking know.
Because I know some fruit like
Mm,
the
chocolate
sunlight,
sun.
right? They get like riper with the sunlight.
Usually the fruit hacks for stuff like that are you put it in a bag and the CO2 helps it ripen,
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
like peaches.
I haven't
Um,
had a peach in like 3 years. I should have a peach.
They're
That
in
sounds fucking-
season right now. They're good.
That
Except the nectarine. Oh, the nectarines have been blowing the peaches out of the fucking water, so I don't know.
It's probably been super long since I had a nectarine. I should probably.
Oh, they're my
dabble-
fave. They're my
dabble in
absolute
some-
favorite. Yeah, and Costco's changed my fruit game because you just buy a big. You have to buy large amounts of it, and I just eat large amounts of it.
If I didn't live on my own, I've always wanted to have a Costco membership, but I live on my own, and I don't eat a lot, so it would be such a waste.
Yeah,
Right.
I never did it until Catherine moved
How much
in.
is a membership?
I
The
think it's
membership itself isn't ridiculous, but it is still, it's a little, You could shop there alone if you got very specific things. Like if you ate kind of the same thing all the time, you definitely could do it. But it's still a little bit of a imposition.
It's good if you buy things in bulk and you know you're gonna need those things. Like Mel was saying, like you get like giant boxes of like 20 boxes of mac and cheese and crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, like sometimes I get sick and I like can't eat for a few days, and it just seems like it, you know, it would be a waste probably.
How much? Wait, how much is the actual membership? I'm still.
I think
it's like $90 for the standard membership, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder how much you'd save then. Would you say you? I mean, I assume
it's
no, you're saying you save up
it's
to 90.
$65 a year for the standard membership, and then $130 for the executive. Which we have the executive one
because they give you cashback.
Fancy.
And
yes.
We shop there basically exclusively, so that's worth it.
You get a 2% reward on your purchases, on qualified purchases.
Oh.
Yeah,
Do
so
you get
at
a free
some
Costco
point-
dog?
at some point, if you, I fucking wish.
$150.
They barely give you any like swag anymore. Like they used to do hats as an incentive to sign up, but I don't wear hats anymore.
Didn't they used to give you like a free cone every time you visited or something?
That would be fun. I would like that.
Because my parents used to have one. I swear you used to be able to get like a free cone like every month or something.
I believe it. I believe that. But the 130 a year. Eventually, if you shop there enough, it just ends up paying itself back. So they like scan you and they're like, "Hey, dog, you're like spending enough here that if you just pay the 130 instead of the 65, you just will make it back." And then if you don't make the cost back, you can actually like appeal at the end of the year. It's weird, but I don't know. I like Costco. When I got the Costco membership, my dad was like, "Did you get Costco membership or Sam's Club?" And I'm like, "Well, one of those is like maybe one of the only like defendable businesses in America, and the other one is the Waltons." So
the other one is the evilest corporation on the planet.
It's one of the most evil corporations.
Well, no, yeah, probably second place.
There's a lot of evil corporations though, so maybe not the most.
Johnson
but,
& Johnson's pretty easy, or pretty evil. Sorry.
pretty evil. Oh my god, all the
Unilever was pretty bad.
yeah, BlackRock. Not pretty bad. Turns out.
Basically almost every corporation.
Yeah,
It turns out.
Yeah.
they're certainly not people.
You know
You know
who's
people.
definitely not evil? Ushirimiya family.
Have we
And
done the
the
murder
game,
yet or
Umineko.
no?
No, we have not done the murder yet.
Okay.
What murder?
Yeah, surely there's gonna be no
There will
murder.
be no death in this game. It's actually a happy game with a happy ending.
The child wasn't like saying some ominous shit last time. There definitely is not weird tension between some people. I forget every voice I did for the characters, by the way.
I know my voice I did for your characters, which
I'm
was
sure you
just
did them better, like you.
fucking southern, just
Oh,
leaning
yeah, I remember-
into it.
I remember the uncle is Southern. I remember that.
Well, I
I
guess
look
we
forward
can.
to not being stretched on the number of sultry female voices I can do, because there are only so many I can do.
Yeah.
There's only so
Boo-hoo.
much variance you can add.
Boo hoo.
I should probably watch the stream.
True, you
That'd probably
probably
help,
should,
wouldn't it?
Russ.
I do
Yeah, me
appreciate
too.
having at least one, but jeez.
But we should probably give Cameron at least some kind of recap of what happened last time. What?
They came to
I
the
don't
island and toured
remember.
the houses.
We
Okay.
came to the island.
Yeah.
We toured the houses. We met the butlers. We met the servants.
Oh, right. We met the butlers, and the grandpa is a stuck up asshole who won't even leave his study and makes everybody sit there and wait for food until he doesn't leave his study. And the
everyone sat
primary son has
down.
to say, yeah, fuck it,
Everyone's-
he's not coming.
Everyone sat down
Alright.
for lunch, and we were waiting for Grandpa. And we cut away to upstairs, and Grandpa is ranting about the craziest shit imaginable.
Yep.
Going fucking Beatrice. I
Yep.
need to
Yep.
say that voice for this fucker. And then he like has a manic episode. He has some absinthe, and then he calms down.
Classic grandpa stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start eating without him. They have a weird thing at their dining table where they sit based on rank within the family, like hierarchical rank within the family. And being the spouse of someone does not confer you any rank.
And
So,
women,
like-
so women just don't have any rank, and they just
like
fucking
the-
hate women.
Yeah, it's
the
super
eldest,
misogynistic.
the eldest son sits at the top, and his wife is not anywhere near him because his wife is not related by blood to grandpa.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So like
So like rich
the
people.
cousins are high. The cousins are higher than the wives.
Yep. Yep.
Because it's like a family conference hierarchy bullshit thing. We met. We had
met
some confrontations with the butlers where they just talked about stuff.
True. Also, hi Mandy, hi. My name is Puns. I'm a femboy VTuber who likes Forex games, strategy games, visual novels, auto battlers, and other niche types of games. Hope we can have a nice comfy time together. Hi Mandy.
If you look up 3 videos on, or if you look up 3 posts on the side chat, you'll see a video called "Curse You, Bale." That is just my impression of like the rough energy of how he's screaming about Beatrice
Oh
constantly.
yes, I know Egon.
Mhm.
Yeah, except
Yes.
I'm not screaming that way because even doing his voice for that entire monologue last time, I was like, oh, I gotta be careful with the raspy man voice.
Yeah, don't strain yourself. Unfortunately, this game has the opposite problem of Danganronpa, where there are more male characters. So there's lots of like raspy voices to do.
2 male characters instead of the ooh. I'll fuck it. I'll do 3 old men. Ooh.
I thought you loved your silly voices, Vel. Don't you like your?
I do like silly voices. It's true. I do like silly voices, but nuts.
Nuts. I'm gonna tired. Drop to bed soon.
I
Just
was
checking.
did nuts.
Oh yeah, Manny. Hope you have a good sleep.
I know you did.
But yeah, the reason why I brought this screen up is I've been neglecting to show you guys this. As we met all of the characters, they would show up here in this little character screen here, where you can see the little family hierarchy connecting all 4 branches of the family, and as well
The
as
women
the
on the
servants
bottom?
here.
As they die.
Okay, they don't actually just put the women on the bottom.
Maybe.
Oh wait, but we met the eldest brother. Why is his portrait?
Because we haven't gone to a
Because
certain
Battler
line of
hasn't
dialogue
met him?
yet. Yeah, because Battler hasn't
Introduced
met
yet.
him. And then this one here is Nanjo.
Introduced.
We just haven't met him yet. I do want to go through these real quick because it does reveal some stuff that hasn't been said. And then we can get on to the thingy-mabob. The aged head of the Ushimiya family, brimming with energy despite being pronounced to have only a short time left to live, amassed a vast fortune, but has never made any announcement about his inheritance, which worries his children. Strongly influenced by the West and a rabid fan of the occult, his studies packed with mysterious grimoires. This is a character you didn't see, Chimera. Ushimiya Natsuhi, Krause's wife, manages the household of the Ushimiya head family in place of her husband, who takes little interest. For the family conference, again, she was the one who took charge of making all the preparations and arrangements. This is a strong sense of responsibility and a great deal of pride. However, neither her husband nor his siblings understand her very well, so her position is far from enviable. Krause and Natsu's daughter, in the absence of any regularities, it is thought that she will eventually inherit the headship of the Ushimiya family, or rather, her husband will. However, she seems to have no interest in all of this, born with a weak bronchi and sometimes assailed by sudden asthma attacks.
That's gonna play a part in the story for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe. Kenzo's second child, hostile towards her brother Krause and opposes him in almost everything, from issues dealing with the family fortune to the question of who will succeed in the family headship. Normally, she would have lost her place in the Ushimiya register upon her marriage, but she managed to forcibly overcome this by having her husband take her family name. And here's Hideyoshi. Ava's husband took his wife's name upon their marriage and was welcomed to the Ushimiya family, therefore does not possess the spiteful Ushimiya genes, and his bright smile is very refreshing at the family conferences. He started his business from scratch and now works at as the president of a company operating medium-sized restaurant chains. Apparently, business is soaring and things are going extremely well. Hi, Heresy here. Hi, my name is Puns. I'm a fanboy VTuber. I like 4X games, strategy games, visual novels, auto battlers, and other these types of games. Hope we can have a nice comfy time together. How you doing, Hera? Ava and Hideyoshi's son, and an affable young man liked by everyone in the family. He's currently studying as an assistant for his father's company, and it seems he dreams of making it his own one day. The oldest of the 4 cousins, he acts as their leader and arbitrator. Ushimiya Rudolph, Kinzo's 3rd child. Along with his sister Ava, he intends to make his voice heard during the family conference to prevent their elder sibling Kraus from keeping all their father's wealth for himself. Lost his former wife Asumu 6 years ago, and married his current wife Kyrie straight after that. Rudolph's second wife. They have been business partners for a considerable length of time before the passing of his first wife, at which time she openly took the position. Served as Rudolph's right hand in several shady pieces of business, guiding them to success. Quick thinking and deeply trusted by her husband. And here's Battler, the son of Rudolph and his first wife, Asumu, turned against his father 6 years ago when he married a second wife immediately after Asumu passed on. He went to live with his grandparents on his mother's side. However, both of these grandparents passed away, and he has now returned to the Ushirian family after 6 years. This family conference is a chance for him to renew his friendship with his cousins after a 6-year gap. Here's Rosa, Kinzo's 4th child, by far the youngest of the 4 siblings. It seems like this gives her a weaker position at the family conference. She manages a design company, but she has yet to start taking it seriously, and its financial situation is far from favorable. Ushia Maria, Rosa's daughter, her father's identity is unknown. She can't shake off the habit of speaking like a young child, which often earns her a scolding. She has no interest in studying or making friends, but is very interested in things concerning the occult and black magic. And thanks to her excellent powers of memorization, she knows all kinds of obscure trivia.
Where this has never been shown in the game, that she has like, I mean, it has kind of been hinted at, but like, that's saying it so much blunter than it was hinted at.
It may pop up
Yeah, it
later.
is just flat out saying, hey, she has, I don't know if it's necessarily a learning disorder, but a refusal to not talk like a child. That's why she talks like a child. Well, like a toddler, because I guess she is still a child, but she talks like a fucking toddler.
Yeah, and she has.
And it's just so blunt about it.
Yeah, it kind of is. I guess now that I think about it, like it was definitely kind of hinting at it ahead of time, and like Mel even like picked up on it. I remember in the last stream, but yes, you see like your auto battles, but I get to see you play one this year. I think I did this year. I think I did play oh yeah, I played Backpack. No, I played freaking, what was the one that NL played?
I'm trying to remember what it's called.
The one with like the 6 slots in the tower.
6 slots in the tower. The fuck are you talking about?
An auto battler.
Oh, an auto battle.
Yeah. Right. I don't want to monitor capture my Steam because I have monitoring capture right now, so I cannot pull my Steam up, or else I'll just show my Steam. This is Genji, head servant leading all the other servants who work with the Ushimiya family. He has served Kinzo longer than any other, and has earned his greatest trust. Since he serves Kinzo directly, Kraus and Natsu think of him as Kinzo's spy. Here is Shannon,
Kinzo's spy! Oh.
Kinzo's spy. Here is Shannon, which you also missed us meeting yesterday, Chimera. A young but experienced servant. She's normally calm and performs her jobs flawlessly, but she messes up when she gets nervous. Furthermore, Shan is nothing more than a pseudonym that she uses when on duty, not her real name. This is.
They also didn't discuss that, I don't think. They just said it was weird that she had that name, and it's like kind of relates to the tradition, but like they didn't discuss that. Oh, it's not her real name. Damn, this section maybe. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't read it. I don't know.
Maybe
It mentioned it. It mentioned that that's a name she was given While
Tay,
she
hi,
worked
hi.
here.
Mm-hmm. It does get brought up later on. I do remember that. But so like each of these characters gets revealed as we meet them. So at any time as soon as you meet them, you could see this information. So
yeah, but then
don't-
it's like, oh, it's like telling us things that we would have found out later on. But like, you know, whatever.
This is Canon, a young servant, performs his duty silently and diligently, but due to his unsociable nature, he's not so highly regarded as a servant. There are several other servants with the On character in their pseudonyms. He and Shannon just happened to be the ones on duty that day. Here's Goda, which I don't think you've also met. Chimera. Servant employed as a chef. While he hasn't served the family long, he has a polished talent for entertaining guests, cultivated through his previous jobs, and is highly regarded as a servant. Since he was hired by Kraus and his wife, he's more trusted than those servants who have served the family longer, who are thought of as Kinzo's spies. And last, Kumasawa. Spies. This elderly woman
I'm a spy.
I'm a spy. This elderly woman is a part-timer who has served the family for a great many years, despite quitting her job several times along the way. Shrewd and more than competent when it comes to performing her duties, but because of her chattiness and love of rumors, she is not highly regarded as a servant.
Oh, I like her though.
Yeah, Kumasawa was fun. That was great.
Besides the weird sexual harassment at the start. But then again, it was to someone who was also sexually harassing someone, so I don't know, just awful people being awful to each other.
But yeah, let us get back to the visual novel.
Dining hall.
The Ushimiya Family Conference was held once every year. It took place in the first weekend of October. If a normal family were to use a pretentious name like Family Conference, you expected it to be nothing more than a reunion of rarely seen relatives who greet each other surrounded by buckets of sushi. However, in the Ushimiya family, where the sons and siblings are lent great fortunes, and only those that achieve success in business are considered adults, it literally was a conference. How much of the fortune was invested? What kind of business was conducted? How much was earned? As a result, how much of the fortune borrowed from the main family could be repaid? Or alternatively, how much would be borrowed for future business ventures? What lessons had they learned, and what could they learn from their mistakes? It seemed like that topics like these have been discussed very seriously in the past. My dad called it a bed of nails. Apparently, it used to be a very serious family meeting where one would commonly be showered with harsh and angry voices, even get slapped in the face despite being well past the age for it. However, that was all a thing of the past. Yeah. Oh, you also missed this, Chimera, but like, it was mentioned that Kenzo was known to like hit his children when they were growing up a few times, and still hits them as adults, apparently, like slaps them and stuff.
What do you mean, the old grandpa who's insane is insane and awful? Surprise.
No shot.
Whoa.
Really?
Whoa.
I don't believe you.
However, that was all a thing of the past. By now, everyone had achieved success in their own independent business ventures, and it was on the road to become a normal yearly get-together. Even so, being asked by grandfather about the current state of play was an extremely stress-inducing event, and while to us grandchildren it was nothing more than a simple meeting, to our parents it was still a real stomachache. The absence of the man responsible for all this, whatever the reason behind it, must surely have made today's lunch even more delicious. The phrase, "when the cat is away, the mice will play," comes to mind. Well then, let me introduce you to Jessica's father, whose face I haven't seen for 6 years. The man sitting to my dad's left is his older brother and the father of Jessica, Uncle that, which is Kraus.
Uncle that.
Uncle that. Whenever any character, I can't recognize. I'm just like that, which is all of them. This name sure is easy to read. Kraus. After so many weird names, it warps your sense of what's normal, and you start to think, hey, what's wrong with Kraus? Sounds pretty cool, actually. Just like with Aunt Nazi, I don't have any memories of speaking of Uncle Kraus. Oh my god.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, I gotta like lock in and not do that, or else I'm gonna be doing that for like the rest of the episode. Ugh.
And Nazi.
Natsuhi. Okay. I don't have many memories of speaking with Uncle Kraus. He had never been one to talk to children, and I felt like he was always talking with the adults, just like Aunt Natsuhi. From the way my dad talked about him, it seemed like he used to be a pretty spiteful and unreasonable person. What Dad said is true. He used to be very domineering as the oldest sibling, and it was hated by Auntie Ava, Auntie Rosa, and the rest of the family. Odd, considering they're all having fun chatting together. Well, I guess even if their relationship was bad when they were children, sometimes people grow up and go their separate ways, their relationship changes. That's probably what this is. After all, they all have children about the same age. Since they share similar family environments, they probably all profit by exchanging opinions. Maybe because of that, the parent circle has been deep in conversation for a while now about the exam Jessica and I are going to be taking. Jessica, in order to escape the discussion of exams with the old bastard sitting on her left, was purposely facing the right, firing off topic after topic so as to not have to give him an opening. Moving on, let's look at the end opposite from Uncle Kraus and the others. In the very last seat at the table, an old gentleman was with a sturdy physique sat facing Kyrie-san. This was my first time meeting him. I had only just been introduced to him, but it seems like that he's grandfather's personal doctor, a man named Nanjo. Apparently, he used to own a huge clinic on the nearby Nijima Island, but he turned it over to his son and then began living a life of leisure in his old age. Hi, Sevi. Hi. Hope you're doing good. He's known grandfather ever since the very beginning when the mansion was first constructed on this island, and they have a history of going back several decades. I thought he might be grandfather's companion in his suspicious hobbies, but surprisingly, it seems like he's grandfather's chess partner. I see. That kind of hobby does seem like very like our grandfather, with his love of Western style. You could probably also call him the only person able to enter Okanjima who is neither family nor a servant. From listening in on his conversation with the women folk seated next to him, he gave the impression of a calm old gentleman. Considering he's managed to put up with our short-tempered grandfather for so long, I'm sure his big heart is nothing to laugh at. Also, that if you heard a little thing that played when you character were introduced, that's because they were added to the character list. We have a Kraus here, Kinzo's first child, leads the family conference as the eldest of the 4 siblings. However, the other siblings suspect that he plans to claim the entire family fortune for himself, and antagonism between him and the others grows increasingly severe. A real estate investor who has put a vast amount of money into the development of a resort. However, his results have been harshly criticized. And then, Nanjo. Fun drink water? Okay, Sevi. Everyone drink water. Oh, you heard Sevi, everybody.
What? Drink water? I drank water like 2 seconds ago.
I'm drinking a second time for Catherine.
Nice, nice. And now we have at last Nanjo, Kinzo's attending physician and longtime friend. Once ran a hospital on Nijima, but turned over to his son and now enjoys his old age in peace. One of the very few people that Kinzo trusts, now that he's held captive by an unrelenting suspicion of others. Big-hearted by nature, he has maintained a long friendship with Kinzo, unperturbed by a tendency to fly into a rage at the slightest provocation. Alright. Still, even if he is a doctor, having someone from outside the Ushimiya family attending the family conference is a little odd. From that fact, I imagine that grandfather's condition has grown much worse, and it may even be one of the major topics of discussion at the family conference. George and Nikki was just saying it too. For the past year, grandfather has been continually pronounced as having very little time left to live. It's awful to talk about, but grandfather is an extremely rich man. At the time of his death, his wealth will suddenly be released along with our parents' stomach acid, surely leading to some serious ulcers. Grandpa, no. With this kind of thing, the greater number of ways it must be split, the more trouble will be caused splitting it. This kind of talk would probably also be included in the family conference. Oh well, not like it has anything to do with us children. Finally, even though he's absent, let me introduce our grandfather. The person who should be sitting in that seat of honor is Ushimiya Kinzo. That really sucks. He gave everyone else in the family these weird names, but he himself uses one which is conservative as all hell. If only his name were written as one of those same characters for gold and vault, but he lets call him Goldsmith or something. That'd be totally awesome. As you can probably gather from all the talk about him, he's a frightening person with an extremely short temper. Because I'm just his grandkid and haven't met him since I was in elementary school 6 years ago, I don't remember ever having been beaten by him, but it seems like our parents were raised with an iron fist. The earlier conversation between my dad and Uncle Kraus about who should try and convince grandfather to come out seems oddly funny if you take this into account. In order to tell grandfather's story, you have to take yourself all the way back to before the Showa era to recount the tale of the Ushirimiya family. Until the Meiji and Taisho eras, thank you game for listing the eras because I do not know those. The Ushirimiya family was great and prosperous. They owned several spinning mills and were very wealthy people who merely had to fall about laughing while the money rolled in. Incidentally, grandfather, as a member of a branch family, originally had nothing to do with the main family. Distantly separated from the head's inheritance, he apparently had very little involvement with the head house. However, during the Great Kanto earthquake of 1923, the mansion owned by the Ushirimiya main family in Odawara was flattened. The spinning mills in Tokyo were all burned down in a huge fire, and the Ushirimiya family lost most of its wealth and family members in an instant. It then became a matter of who would become the heir to the main family, and as it turned out, none were left except for Kinzo, who was as far removed from the main family line as they come. Kinzo himself later said that it was such good luck, it was as though fate itself had been turned upside down. With that, grandfather's ordinary life did a 180. He was entrusted with reviving the wealth that the dying Ushirimiya family had almost completely lost. Of course, just because you suddenly dump a task on someone doesn't mean they can do squat to accomplish it. I doubt the people around him were expecting much. But this is where grandfather began to display his extraordinary talent and good luck. Grandfather used all of the family funds and everything from the hair on his head to his toenails as collateral to borrow a massive amount of money, created a gigantic supply of funds, and immediately started a business. It was like tumbling down a hill on a bike without any brakes. And then jumping onto a neighboring bike, and then another one, just like some crazy street performance. Probably anyone would have thought that grandfather had no business ability. But with an unbelievable amount of good luck and miracles, with coincidences piling up and every chance taken advantage of, before anyone knew it, he had forged a powerful connection with the Allied forces. At the time, MacArthur and the GHQ were in charge of Japan. Grandfather, in the twinkle of an eye, began to succeed in business under the protection of the occupying forces, quickly becoming very rich. At this point, it was no longer luck but information that won the day. He must have had made some seriously thick connection with the occupying forces. Grandfather knew about the emergency demands that would be made for the Korean War before they happened. No, more than that. He must have foreseen that these special procurements and started penetrating those markets from the very beginning. History textbooks say that all of Japan made a large profit off of the emergency demands for the Korean War, but that wasn't the case in reality. Only a very limited number of the super rich played the money game and made an easy profit. Most of the citizens remained poor. In other words, grandfather was an extremely lucky member of this group of winners. This all happened during the year 1950, I think? And since the year of the Great Kanto earthquake was 1923, that means grandfather was able to revive the near-dead Ushirimiya family to a level even higher than it had been before in the span of 20 to 30 years. With that, you'd think he would revive the main family in Odawara, But for some reason, he went and did something as crazy as buying an entire small island in the Itsu archipelago. Buying an entire island is not something that you can ordinarily do today. However, Grandfather was clever. He contacted the GHQ and applied for the establishment of a marine resource base. He acquired this island as a business property, then reneged on it and claimed it as his own plot of land. After the war, there were prevention measures against food shortages, and furthermore, he had the sponsorship of the GHQ, which meant that nobody could oppose him. It seemed that Tokyo provided the land for next to no money at the time. Tokyo later made repeated complaints for the land to be returned, but not much could be done due to the involvement of the GHQ, even though they'd been pushed into it. No doubt he'd bribed everyone there was to bribe. In the end, the city gave up in frustration. Grandfather, with considerable skill and blessed with good luck, managed to weather the stormy seas of that period, obtaining a vast fortune and his own island. Of course, it wasn't all luck. He was skilled with English, and this was cultivated by his Western obsession. It was by using that as a weapon as he was able to make inroads into the GHQ. A mansion was immediately built on the island. That would be this mansion. Grandfather, who had always loved the West, made this once uninhabited island, Rokkenjima, a canvas upon he would realize his dreams to his heart's content. The Western mansion that he had always imagined, overflowing with emotion, the beautiful garden where various roses had been planted, and a private beach where no one other than himself would ever be permitted to leave a footprint. To have this much would be every man's dream. After that, making good use of his huge fortune, he became a large stockholder in an extremely stable iron and steel industry, and was able to live an easy and comfortable life just using the dividends. Well, he's just that incredible. This kind of person normally gets portrayed after the fact as having the ability to foresee and predict the future or something. But Grandfather denies all of that, repeatedly saying that he was simply blessed with extraordinary luck. Anyway, even a lord like that, with all his dreams made real, can't help but grow increasingly odd when locked up alone on an island. Everyone knows he's been obsessed with the West for a very long time, but none of our parents really knows when his bizarre black magic hobby began. Perhaps his love of black magic began way back when he became fascinated with the West. Or possibly, his miraculous stretch of good luck which allowed him to revive the family caused him to feel a mysterious power in himself. At some point, Grandfather began to make the research of black magic his life work, filling his study with suspicious books, chemicals, and magical items as he became increasingly bizarre. These being the few remaining years of a person successful in life, those around him warmly watched over him, feeling the time was his to spend as he pleased. Or so I hear, but no way in hell that's true. They probably were just driven away, thinking, that's disturbing, I don't want to get involved. Well, that war-torn period was a time for big gambles with both opportunities and risks. I'd like to see Grandfather do well if he had been born in this time period. He would have had no opportunities, so probably would have to advance like a chess piece from mandatory education to college at a leisurely pace, never becoming more than an average company employee. If that happened, he'd probably be sitting here, the rest of us, regaling us with tales of his shitty boss. No, not here. In the dining hall of a mansion. We'd probably be around some table at a bar. If that were the case, I'm sure this would have been a more comfortable family conference. Alright, that's enough talk about the old geezer who won't pop off. More importantly, let's talk about this incredible lunch.
Yes.
I want to add that the fact that that story took place during World War II does provide some historical context, potentially. I don't really want to get into it because it's an extremely sensitive topic, but I'm curious if this game is going to touch on it. Like the whole black magic and World War II, like there's some historical things there. That I'm just wondering if it's gonna be brought up in game. I'm not gonna bring it up, but if it's brought up in game, it will be interesting to see.
I think I know what you're talking about. I don't think it's not that.
It's not that, because it's weird that they bring up that subject and that time period, because it's pretty connected. So it is weird if it's not brought up, but I guess it won't be, because like I said, it's a very sensitive topic, so probably that's why they never touched on it. But it's weird to, I don't know, it's weird.
I was already sold by the sashimi salad. Koda-san is one hell of a chef. Plus, these fish were caught in the oceans near here, weren't they? Sashimi you get at the supermarket doesn't even come close. Ichuka.
Hey, quit it, Battler. Your upbringing will be exposed.
Everyone let out a big laugh. Damn it, you say that even though you love those cheap pubs.
My job occasionally leads me to eat at some quite interesting places, but even compared to those, this is an excellent dish. I imagine you could have become reasonably well known in that field, Goda-san.
Roused.
Oh shit! I have lines.
You.
I don't know too much about it, but at the famous hotel where I used to employ politics to get got pretty complicated and everyone split into factions. In the middle of all that, he was apparently forced to retire. And it's just so happened Mom had job offers for a servant at the out at the same time.
As Goda cleared away the empty plates, he began to recount his own eventful past, never losing his smile.
The world is a difficult place. However, it's thanks to this that I was given a chance to display my skills as a chef once again, this time for the Ushurumiya family. Although I also enjoy the smiles of a large number of people. Although I also enjoy the smiles of a large number of people, it is also extremely entertaining to be able to perform delicate work in order to please solely the limited number of people I have pledged to serve. All of this is thanks to the opportunity given to me by Madam.
Goda-san respectfully bowed his head towards Aunt Natsuhi.
That is because among all the applicants, you were the most talented. The decision was not based on personal feelings, but purely objective, so there is no need to thank me.
Oh man, why does Aunt Natsuhi always have to speak so frankly? If only she spoke more gently, she might give off a different impression. Chan-chan and Kumasawa-san entered from the hallway with a serving cart.
Sorry, one sec. Please excuse us.
Now then, let us move on to today's dessert.
Goda-san and the others laid out the beautifully adorned dessert. I guess it's true that when they say you have another stomach for desserts. I thought that being fed all that delicious food had totally filled me up, but as soon as I laid eyes on the dessert, my stomach started yelling more. I don't know much about desserts, but this looked really good. A white pudding-like substance was garnished with 2 shades of red sauce, and an elegant rose petal adorned the dish. When you dine on such magnificent food as this, first it is distributed in front of everybody, then the chef takes a moment to extol the virtues of his creation. Until he is finished, as a rule, you don't touch the food. However, Maria, who had no experience with these ceremonious rules, got excited by this beautiful and delicious looking dessert and jumped into the fray as soon as it was placed before her. Auntie Rosa scolded her, calling it bad manners, but George responded by saying, now, it's alright.
Ooh. This one's sour. This one's sour. Battler, the wrong one is the one.
The wrong one is the one.
Is this one? Ooh.
Maria exclaimed as she sampled the 2 colored sauces. Wait, what? There's a right wrong one and a wrong one? Alright, I'll give it a go. Apparently the two sauces were one sweet and one sour. Despite it being bad manners, I also stuck my little finger in and licked it. Whoa, one of them was sour enough to make you pucker up. If it were yellow, I'd expected lemon, but I couldn't guess what kind of sourness would be red. I decided to ask Shannon, who was putting away the serving cart behind us. Shannon, what kind of sauce is the sour stuff? Shan hesitated to speak. Maybe she was just setting the table and didn't really know. She's hesitating a bit much for that, though. Did I ask something wrong? Or did they use something that we'd be better off not knowing about? When Natsumi acted as though she had a headache, Kumasawa-san, who was sitting the other side of the table, began to laugh with a ho 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 ho.
何の材料を使っていると思いますか?
What do you think we made it out of? It'll shock you.
Huh? I don't have a clue. And Kumasawa-san, that laugh creeps me the hell out. So, what is it?
内緒ですよ.
Don't tell anyone, alright? Oh no. Let me borrow your ears.
Kumasawa-san leaned across the other side of the table. She'd asked to borrow my ears, so I leaned forward too. Their interest caught Jessica, George, Aniki, and of course Maria also put their ears closer.
What? What? Tell me! Tell me!
酸っぱいのはですね.
The sour part as well.
実は
Actually, it's squeezed juice from a mackerel.
I don't think that's true.
What? Mackerel?
What? Mackerel?
Mackerel.
Oh, I guess I also have a character in that. What? Mackerel?
Don't be ridiculous, we all thought, horrified. Only Maria accepted it, nodding with an uh-huh.
Ooh? Mackerels are sour? If you squeeze them, this comes out.
When Maria started clamoring that mackerel was sour, the adults were unable to contain their laughter.
You got it wrong. That's vinegared mackerel.
And she was said to Maria in a small voice while turning red. Ah, now I remember it perfectly. Kumasawa-san was always this kind of character, wasn't she? I think I remembered her tricking me about all kinds of things when I was young as well. Amongst all of them, the most painful must have been that one. That flimsy black stuff you get in Chinese food. Kikurage mushrooms. She told me it was penguin meat and went all around school like a smartass telling everyone, didn't I? Kumasawa-ba-chan, you sure haven't changed. You know Maria's gonna believe it now, right?
今からゴーダさんがソースの正体を教えてくれます
Oh,
からね.
it's just a joke. Goda-san will tell you what the sauce is in just a moment.
Kumasawa looked a little put out from having his masterpiece laughed at in such a strange way, but after clearing his throat once, he introduced the dessert to us.
Well then, allow me to describe tonight's dessert. Based on the rose garden that everyone seemed to enjoy so much today, I finished this panna cotta in a rose garden style. The rose petals scattered across were selected just now from that rose garden. For the sauces, I have prepared two different reds for you, strawberry and rose hip. Please enjoy the strawberry sweetness and the rose hip sourness in turn.
Never heard of a rose hip before.
It's the bud of a rose.
It's good in tea.
Finally, the rose petals are merely decoration, so please set them aside before eating.
Eat the rose
With that
petals.
said, please enjoy. I'll be eating them.
Yeah, I'd eat them. I like the flavor of rose.
Really? I mean, flowers before on a few occasions with at fancy places, but I don't remember them tasting like anything.
I love eating flowers to flex on people.
I just used to be addicted to Turkish delight.
Oh, I ate a chicken nugget. Oh no. Ah.
Oh no, I'm eating a chicken nugget! Oh. Oh.
Jump, 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 jump.
You gotta play that over and over again. Actually,
Okay.
that's not the eating sound. That's
There
the
you
eating
go.
sound.
There we go. Man, I almost want to applaud before I've eaten it. It's like when you take medicine, you know how it seems to work better when you've read the instructions? Thanks to Goda-san elaborating on the details of this dessert, I feel like he's knocked it up another notch. Seriously, should you call him meticulous or just talented? The dessert was probably planned from the beginning, but he took a cue from our stopping in the rose garden earlier today, and displayed an incredibly timely awareness of the season by just adding a few rose petals in the garden. This combination of sweet and sour is also exquisite. If it was just sweet, you just get used to it and become bored halfway through. By bringing in the sour sauce at that point, you actually get a really vivid taste. And then once you return to the sweet sauce, all of the sourness in your mouth is replaced with the enjoyable sweetness again. I'm sure everyone else felt the same way. Every time Goda-san passed by one of the seats, someone praised the taste in his creation.
いかがですか、奥様。
How is it, madam?
相変わらず見事です。
Splendid, as
お客様をお
always.
もてなしするに値します
It。is a worthy treat for our guests.
恐れ入ります。
I am most grateful for your
奥
words.
様、ご存知ですか？
Madam, did you
ロ
know?
ーズヒップには
I have heard that rosehip has the ability to cure headaches.
奥様に特にお気に入り
I
いただ
thought
け
that
る
you
かと
especially
思い
would appreciate it, so I had it specially prepared.
そう
Is that so?
ありがとう。
Thank you.
ほら言ったでしょ、夏日姉さん。
See, didn't I tell you, Natsumi Nissan? Rosehip works on headaches.
みたいね。
So it
聞
seems.
くといいんだけど。
I can only hope it has some effect.
あ
Ha ha ha
あ、
ha.
ゴーダさん、あんたには惚れるで。
Goda-san, I love you.
後であんたの待遇
Hey,
を聞かせてや
later, whisper me how much compensation you're getting for this, won't you?
無理ならあんたの欲しい年収。
If you're sworn to silence, you can stick up for some fingers instead. Let me know your press.
あんたの腕がこの島だけで
Having
独占され
your
とるのは
talent monopolized by
人類
this
の諸
small
文化に対
island
する
is sacrilege to humanity's cooking
その
culture.
腕わしの会社で振るって
Wouldn't you be willing to display your
お客の
talent
皆
all
さん
over,
を喜ばせてみる気はないかの
talent to all the customers at my company?
Hideyoshi-san, are you trying to recruit our Goda? How troubling. We had better make some improvements to his salary or he'll get snatched away.
そうした方がいいわね。
Yes, you
じゃ
really
ないと
should.
引き抜かれて
If you don't, he'll be lured away and you'll be stuck with 3 meals a day of Kumasawa-style mackerel cooking, won't you?
これは手厳しゅうございます。
Oh, that's harsh indeed.
仮根に持たれてしまいまして。
Oh, there's more. It seems someone's holding a grudge.
Everyone let out a huge laugh.
Oh, the biggest fucking laughs ever. Oh, I know it said wahaha, so it's like impossible to make that sound realistic.
Wah, Wario time. According to Jessica, the Sama-san's macro jokes were a type of running gag, and our parents had long since gotten used to it. Kumasawa-san often claimed that mackerel contained precious nutrients that could do things such as prevent aging and make people smarter. It seems like that, while it couldn't stop that outward signs of aging, it helped prevent aging on the inside. And she was still healthy enough to tell these kind of jokes at her age. That benefit must be a real thing.
それでは失礼いたします。
Ho ho ho. Well then, if you'll excuse me,
夕食にはふるって
prepare yourselves for tonight's
た
dinner.
くさんのサバ料理をお
I'll
召
be
し上が
cooking
りい
up
ただきます
plenty of
の
mackerel
で
dishes for you to eat, so look
どうぞ、
forward
ご期
to
待
it.
ください。
期待してるよ。
We sure
今晩
will.
はしめ鯖でキュッとしゃれ込みたい
I
ぜ
want to treat myself to some vinegared mackerel tonight.
それは素敵ね。
Look, Rose,
Surely
it's almost your
Rose is
name.
Rosa.
Yeah.
That sounds wonderful.
ついでに日本酒の美味しいのも出て
I
こない
wonder
か
if
し
any
ら。
delicious Japanese sake will be included.
ええ、ございますよ。
Oh, it certainly will.
六軒島名物のサバ焼酎なるものがございまして。
How about some of our famous Rokkenjima mackerel liquor? That sounds awful.
What are they? Swedish? Turning fish into
Imagining a
everything.
fish liquor, and that sounds disgusting.
Fish alcohol, yummy.
I literally do think they have that in Sweden or something like that. They have it.
They
Probably.
do.
No, stop.
Hold on, Cat. No, sorry, Mel.
It's
What'd
something
you
like
say?
that, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah, I was pretty sure. Yeah, it's like fermented fish liquor. Pretty sure.
I looked up fish liquor and I'm getting the real fish in a shot vodka with a taste of eucalyptus.
Isn't
Menthol and other
eucalyptus
ingredients.
poisonous to humans?
Yes. I think you just eat the leaves fully. I don't know if there's like ways of like removing the thing.
It is kind of just always about
But then
amounts.
again, also alcohol is poisonous to humans, so like, you know.
All right, I meant like you know what?
Maybe there's like not enough to actually kill you, but maybe you
Yeah,
shouldn't
that's what I was
drink
saying.
it.
Yes, it is
kind of
kind of
thing.
just always about amounts. And like, I
Yeah.
don't know if that's something I would put in food, but
I just
especially
thought it.
liquor, because people tend to overdrink liquor.
Yeah, I thought it like actually damaged your kidneys to eat eucalyptus, but
I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure.
Is it like eucalyptus tea, right?
I've
Or-
never heard of eucalyptus tea personally.
I think there is. No, I think you're actually right.
That's crazy. That must taste fucking awful though.
Have you smelt eucalyptus? That shit is strong.
Yeah.
Eucalyptus tea is a caffeine-free herbal infusion made from dried leaves of the eucalyptus tree. Maybe when they dry the leaves, it's not poisonous?
It's essential. It's the oil. It's the concentrated eucalyptus oil is highly toxic.
Oh, okay.
In moderation, the teas are fine.
Yeah.
But like, why do we?
But
Why
raw
do we?
leaves should not be eaten.
Why do we need
Yeah.
to eat things that are bad for us?
I mean, isn't that just like spice?
Half of
and
everything
stuff?
everyone eats.
Okay, we're not getting this pedant. Fuck, pedant. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anything, we're getting farther along. Umineko when they cry.
Exactly.
True. Also, hi, Creasy. Hi. Who's Calyptus? My Calyptus? Maybe.
Or eucalyptus.
My sure.
Eucalyptus.
Anyways,
Kumasawa-san,
Sharona.
together with Shan bowed and pushed the serving counter away. Amusingly, Goda-san, who looked as though his stock had been stolen from him, explained very seriously that tonight's dinner would actually be calf steak.
あの、熊沢さん、 さっきはありが
Kumasawa-san,
とうございました。
thank you for doing that back there.
As she pushed the serving cart, Shannon bowed her head very deeply.
なんもお礼を言われることなんてありません。
Oh, ho, ho. I haven't done anything that requires thanks.
Kumasawa-san played dumb, but it was no accident that she had thrown Shannon a lifeline. Back when Ballard asked for the details of the dessert, Shannon had unfortunately hesitated. There may have been several ways to dodge the question, but all of them should have been delivered deftly.
Honestly, I
Okay.
kind of like this old lady. She seems kind of cool.
You know,
Besides
Kumasawa-san
that first
chill.
thing.
She seems like she doesn't give a fuck anymore. She's just here for vibes, and she's just like, hey, I'm gonna die any moment, so I might as well just fucking do whatever I want.
I kind of like that she's protecting, like, what's her name though? And
Shannon.
she's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Shannon, who hesitated when hard-pressed for a response, was always suffering because of this small weakness. If only Shannon, like Goda, had a little of the craftiness needed to skillfully shake off a mistake, her days would be a little more comfortable. This weakness was especially unfortunate considering how flawlessly she could handle her work. Of course, there were those who well understood Chan's meek nature and her inability to remember to gloss over her mistakes. Which is why Kumasawa came to her aid without hesitation.
I just heard from Genji-san that there's been a change to this afternoon shifts. I believe you were given a break until this evening. Ho ho ho, I'm jealous. Yeah, it just sounds like I don't know around. It's fucked up.
I'm sorry, I haven't checked the list of shifts yet.
Oh yes, I was thinking I might start cooking some mackerel in the oven. I like the idea that she might actually just like cook mackerel and there's just extra dishes of mackerel for some fucking reason.
I imagine that, like, despite them having probably like $1 million kitchen, she just like stoops over a fire pit and cooks mackerel like the old fashioned.
Hell yeah, it's the best.
If you don't mind, I would be happy if you would help out a bit before your break. What the fuck?
Yes. I would be delighted to help.
Shannon, Kumasawa was like a mother among the servants. Dining hall needed to be cleaned up, so we were chased out. Instead, tea would be served in the parlor. It seemed that they would be preparing the black tea that Auntie Rosa had brought for Aunt Natsuhi. Maria insisted that she also wanted to drink the black tea, but was rejected by the old bastard, who told her and the rest of us kids to go play outside.
Adler-kun, why don't we all go for a walk outside?
Cousin walk.
Go look at a rose or something. Sorry, the roses. But keep a close eye on the weather. Sky's still clear, but the weather report kept on talking about rain.
Beatrice!
Ooh, I want the beach. I want the beach. Ah, isn't that a wonderful idea? Playing on a sandy beach isn't something that you get to do often, is it?
I guess not. Let's all go to the sandy beach then.
Ooh. Ooh, let's go. Let's go.
I'm just gonna say, oh no, we're gonna walk too far and Jessica's gonna have an asthma attack.
No.
I used to have asthma.
I technically still do, but I never had
I
an
still
attack
do as
before.
well. Oh my god.
I stopped needing my puffer when I moved to when I moved up to Queensland.
Better air quality?
I don't know if it's the humidity. I think my throat likes the humidity better. Which is why I'm maybe a little worried now, but it's probably fine now. I'm probably not going to get asthma again, but I am a little worried because the air's a lot drier here and a lot colder.
That's good. That's good. I think my asthma also likes the humid air better. I think as well.
It does. Anyway, this is your roast.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I got carried away with the talking. Well, yeah, be careful not to get your clothes wet. Your shoes too.
Ooh, won't get wet.
So obedient and cute. Butler-kun, make sure you keep an eye out for Maria-chan, okay?
Sure thing. Leave it to me.
ほう。お前もキリエに頼まれると素直で可愛いじゃねえか。
Oh, you're pretty cute and obedient too when Kyrie asks you something,
た
huh?
まには俺の言うことも素直に聞いてみろよ。
That's his dad?
Why don't you try listening to me obediently for a change?
Hell no. Let's go, everyone. Come on. The children flew out of the parlor. They were replaced by Genji, who pushed a serving cart in and prepared the black tea. The parlor was filled with a sublime aroma which entertained everyone while they waited to appease their thirst. Rudolph, you and your family all seem to get along so well with each other. Good for you.
Oh, please. You have a speed on that front.
So true. Jessica-chan really has grown into an innocent little thing, hasn't she? It's all the fruit of your training, isn't it, Natsui-ni-san?
Oh, they're buttering him up, huh?
Thank you.
Natsui answered coldly. With that, the conversation halted, and the parlor became silent. Possibly because he couldn't stand it anymore, Hideyoshi broke the silence while performing an exaggerated gesture.
Still, they sure do grow fast. I thought they'd be kids forever, but they've been getting huge right before my eyes, and before I knew it, they've joined the ranks of us adults. Butler-kun, for one, is beyond recognition. His body has gotten much bigger, but he is still a child. Well, my husband is still a child as well.
I wonder where the border between child and adult is. I still don't feel as though I've grown up. Real shit.
She has a child.
I'm just meaning, like, I understand that feeling.
I think she's talking like spiritually, like how you don't feel like once you turn 18 you're not like, aha, I am an adult now, I have matured. Like you still feel basically the same. Like,
yeah, I just feel like having a child would mature you, make you feel responsible. Like it would make you kind of maybe feel more adult by like having the responsibility of raising a child.
Like I think that kind of happened once I started like working full time and stuff. A little bit. Isn't that pitiful? That's not something the mother of a child should say.
That's right. We're not children anymore. We are all adults. So I would like it if we could all hold an intellectual discussion without becoming emotional.
Ugh.
When Ava smiled with sharp sarcasm, everything seemed to get more tense. Felt like the smell of tea had been prepared so carefully just flew out the window. I think this is a good time to take a little break here if we need one. Beep, beep. We also are about like halfway.
I will pee, but it will be fast.
Okay.
Whoa, speed pisser.
Whoa. I'm just gonna get some water real quick.
I'm gonna get a snack and pee.
Okay, dokie. We'll see you in a second, chat. I'm gonna run some ads here so they do not pop up later on. And we can resume when everyone is back. And also, I go fill up my water bottle.
知的な会話なら昔からいつも心がけているじゃないか。
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Right. I'm back and good to go. Let me go back up. Apparently, the button on my stream deck to unmute me in Discord is also skips the dialogues lately, so I gotta change it on. Is everyone else back?
I'm back.
Okay.
Kevin's about to be here.
Oh.
Ooh, big stretch Rose.
TikTok on the clock, got the body launched.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay, Kevin's back.
Welcome back, Cat. And I believe we're just waiting on Chimera. Got Dunkin' Donuts today. I'm munching on a strawberry frosted donut.
I'm starting to think this family doesn't like each other very much. At least the adults.
Crazy that.
I'm back. Welcome back. Alright, I think we are good to resume. Let's resume this tense discussion. We have always strived to hold intellectual discussions. Your sarcasm is ill-placed sometimes. You've never changed in that respect.
Always strived, is it? My. I wish I could wrap those words up and send them to this room a few decades ago. Right, Rosa?
Rosa smiled with a vague expression. Whether she agreed or disagreed, she knew that she would earn the displeasure of either her brother or her sister. It was a bit of worldly wisdom that she needed to learn as the youngest of siblings.
Quit it, panicking. We should enter the main topic while the brats aren't around, right? Let's make that our intellectual discussion.
As Rudolph glanced over at the faces of all present, some let out a small sigh and some let a small look of resignation cross their face. This was the unavoidable true agenda.
Last year, his life expectancy was estimated about 3 months, which means he's already at -9. The Grim Reaper could come flying through the window in a blind panic at any moment. The family head is still in good health. Raising such an inappropriate topic while the sun is still bright, I must question whether you are in your right mind, Rudolph-san.
Still not Tsui-san. If we don't discuss this until something happens, it'll be too late. He's still healthy now, so we've got to figure out something while we still have some time left over. It's a kind of financial etiquette.
I mean, my door's still up.
Donut boy, donut boy.
Hey. First I'm a piss boy, and then I'm a Minecraft boy, now I'm a donut boy. Y'all keep coming up with new names for me.
You're always piss boy. Don't worry.
What the? It's not true, it's not true. It seems as though everyone is concerned about Father. Dr. Nanjo, could we hear the details from you? It seems as though they are also hoping for that.
I'm eating a tomato.
Pud's eating a donut, I'm eating a pickle. Catherine's eating ice cream. No, she might have finished.
I had to go eat something.
Are you still? I was gonna say, are you still eating your dry cereal, Rose, or is that just scarf it all down?
Scarf it all down. It's been fucking 1.5 hours.
No, you can still have some. You just take one thing at a time.
Sorry, but what it's not scarfing it down if I finished it by now.
Did it numb your mind and soul?
Also, I never really said
do you want to
scarf.
masturbate right
now? Well, this one had sugar in it, so I really want to masturbate right now.
Oh, God.
That was a joke.
That's why she's
I don't really get
early.
horny. I don't really get horny, to be honest.
Anyway,
Alright, back to Umineko in the gray.
Nanjo, standing by the window and staring out at the rose garden, let out a single cough when he realized that he was being called.
looking at Rose's garden, fucking pervert.
Dr. Nanjo. Dr. Nanjo. How's father's condition?
Well, first, my estimate last year that he had only 3 months to live still appears to be making its presence felt. So allow me to start by correcting it.
No need to explain. You're saying that that measuring remaining life is only a prediction, not a promise, right?
That is correct. Because of that, I can offer no definitive answer to the question you all so often ask me of when he will pass away. A human's life is supported by their body and their mind. If the body is weak, the situation becomes more dangerous. But if the mind is strong enough to compensate for the weakness, it is possible to maintain a state of remission. So you're saying that even if his body is weak, his mind is still firm and spirited?
Kirie, sorry. Please be quiet for a while.
Sorry. That is correct. Kinzo-san's body has been ravaged by disease. With him continuing to partake of that kind of strong liquor, on top of all of that, I must really think.
So the booze is the reason he's teetering on the edge. And the booze is also the reason he's hanging on. Sounds like Dad, a heavy drinker.
Well then, Doctor, I know you can't give anything more than a prediction. But what do you think about Father's chances of living until the next year?
I don't want his money. That's
This
so
is a quite
fucked.
question. This is quite the rude question to ask about the head.
Not that he jumped on Ava, unable to hide her astonished expression. In response, Ava returned with a defiant look, but Hideyoshi noticed and tried to smooth things over with a forced smile.
Ah, Natsui, forgive her. Eva, try and choose your words a bit more carefully, okay?
I'm sorry. I was just so concerned over Father's condition.
Is that so? I hadn't realized.
Dr. Nanjo, please tell us, for the sake of the beautiful family love of a daughter worried about her father's lifespan. Kraus laughed sarcastically, and Ava, smiling sweetly, returned an identical chuckle.
You ask whether he will still be healthy next year, but it is a very difficult question for me as a doctor. While I do think this remission will last a while yet, if he suffers some kind of fit, there may be nothing we can do. After all, Rokenjima is a solitary island. Wow, he's just feeding them ideas. It is not as though an ambulance can come rushing to save him. It'd be a perfect place for you guys to murder.
Yes, all you gotta do is give him a fit. Just give him a fit.
And I'm old. I couldn't get there fast enough to save him. Surely, if you just surprised him in some sort of manner, he would keel over instantly. Normally, I would want to have him hospitalized in a large hospital on the mainland, but
Father
he insists on dying.
Father did say that he does not want his noble research interrupted. It seems he holds a grudge over the way we tried to force him out last year. Apparently, he strongly suspects that he'll be shut away in some hospital if he goes outside. And that's how things are now.
Has Dr. Nanjo been examining him?
Father trusts Dr. Nanjo. It seems he can be examined when in a good mood.
I can examine his condition, but if I try to recommend medicine or hospitalization, he refuses to listen. I've really only been able to look. It's true that there are people that hate doctors. Still, what a hassle.
What? These people hate doctors?
Right? Nanjo sighed deeply. The purpose of an examination was to determine what medical treatment was appropriate. Receiving an examination and then not following on the advice given made the whole thing pointless.
Then, in summary, his expected life is still 3 months. And there's no way to guess how long he will continue to live while still on the verge of death. Rudolph-san, couldn't you be more discreet with your words? Sorry. I've always talked this way. Cut me a break.
I understand Dr. Nanjo's opinion. What do you think, Krasny-san?
To be perfectly honest, I have to disagree with Dr. Nanjo. I find it truly difficult to think father is a person so sick that he only has 3 months to live. His yell is as healthy as ever, and I still get the chills at the thought of his fists raining down on me. Pushing the task of caring for Dad solely on the shoulders of the eldest son is far from fair.
In the next world, be born after me. Alright, let's return to our discussion. In that case, according to the impartial and neutral doctor's opinion, it wouldn't be odd for him to go at any time. Sorry, Aniki, but I'd rather trust the opinion of a specialist. With that, I believe the discussion of Dad's fortune is no longer a premature topic.
Father's personal funds probably reach into the tens of billions of yen, right? But it's not as though all of that is neatly gathered as ready cash. It's not as simple as neatly cutting a birthday cake with a knife.
Interesting metaphor, Aniki. That's right. Sometimes strawberries or chocolates are placed on top of the cake, making it hard to clean and divide it into equal parts. Taking that into consideration, I think it's important to first discuss how to best stick the knife in. Don't you?
Damn, they're really blowing this up.
I truly don't understand you all. Even while the head is still alive, you're discussing the matter in loud voices as though he's already dead.
Come now, don't you see how important this is? After all, when the time comes, the inheritance of his fortune must be carried out immediately, right? Moreover, the wealth of a glorious Ushimiya house is vast. Don't you understand that a careful discussion is necessary beforehand?
Isn't...
There's a huge difference between the assets of this family and your old one.
Yeah, never mind. I was gonna say, isn't the girl in purple not even related blood? And that,
No.
yeah,
She's Krause's wife.
yeah. It's weird that she cares so much.
How rude. The family I was born in has nothing to do with this.
As Natsui resentfully responded in a low voice, the already dark atmosphere grew even more hostile.
Give it a rest, Eva. Natsui, forgive us. Pardon her rudeness.
Hideyoshi tried to smooth things over by glancing at both with a forced smile, but only resulted in making the hostility between Eva and Natsuhi even more intense.
It seems that I will just be in the way if I stay any longer.
Nacho's like, I think I'm a get out of here.
Like, he's like, you guys are fucking crazy. Please excuse me.
Nacho rose from his seat and exited the parlor. This may
I gave you the information how to murder your father. Now I'm leaving. Bye.
I'm not being a part of this. I'm out. This may well have been a normal act of courtesy expected of an outsider, but even so, his back was watched by several glances envious of his ability to escape. After the doctor had exited and his footsteps had disappeared into the distance, Krause recrossed his legs. So let me see if I understand your point of view correctly. Father's remaining life is short. You want to quickly enter into a practical conference concerning the distribution of the inheritance. Why are you so eager, I wonder? Certainly, as you say, estimating and distributing the Ushima family's wealth is no simple task. In that case, shouldn't we carefully and deliberately calculate? It seems to me like you're also impatient to split up the cake tonight. That's true, isn't it, Rosa? Is something making you impatient?
It's not that we're impatient, but a decision between the siblings is essential. It doesn't matter when. But if father's condition is worsening and the day is drawing near, discussing the matter beforehand isn't what I would call impatience.
Rosa sneaked a glance at Ava and Rudolph. As the youngest daughter in the family, being cross-examined by the eldest was harsh. Oh, is that your true opinion? I didn't expect that the most honest and pure-hearted of the siblings would say something like that. I wonder if those two told you to say that.
Quit it, Aniki. Rosa is a sibling just like the rest of us. She has a fair right to Dad's inheritance. It's obvious she'd be interested, right? Dad will definitely die, and that's not something that'll happen in the distant future. On the contrary, Aniki, you are far too relaxed. It seems almost as though you would like nothing better than to turn the discussion away from the distribution of inheritance. What do you mean by that? Are you trying to accuse my husband of something?
Calm down, Natsui-san. Listen to what we have to say.
Nisa, I hear these are very good times nowadays. That's right, since the last year, the yen has been going up and up thanks to the unprecedented boom in prosperity. That's not 2026. It seems that it's no longer a dream that the dollar will reach 100 yen.
I mean, yeah.
Also, the ruling party says that it will establish a health resort maintenance law by next year. At this moment, resort development companies across Japan are running about trying to gather as much capital as they can.
You know your stuff. Soon, Japan will see an unprecedented boom. Just like when father revived the Ushima family, another case like the Korean War demands. The people of Japan have worked at a frenzied pace, realized vast economic growth, and become the most prosperous people in the world. They are enjoying the height of their prosperity. Private spending has increased, and institutions can profit from that, can make easy money in this era. The people's needs are no longer merely the essential 3 electrical appliances, places to ski, to golf, public pools, resort hotels, and theme parks. Have you gone to Disneyland, which opened just a few years ago?
Disneyland!
Disneyland.
I love Disneyland!
Check it out, I got his picture with Ricky Mouse.
Kraus is behind Disneyland in Japan.
I think it'd be so fucking funny if someone actually did. Someone had so much money that they opened a theme park that was like literally a copy of Disneyland, but everything was like knockoff. Shit would be so fucking stupid.
Ricky Rat instead of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Fucking Ricky Rat. Yes.
What an excellent theme park that is. In that place, even an adult can be a kid and have fun with his family. The old era, where the only virtue was to selflessly devote yourself to your country while failing to consider your family, is ending. Now, as the most prosperous people in the world, we can finally accept that.
Kraus, Nissan, your foresight is something else. When I heard this several years ago, I thought it was ridiculous. But see, when I heard about the G5 Nations Pleasant Accord, that changed. The yen's getting stronger and stronger, and the price of land will skyrocket soon, I bet. The day that Japan becomes the economic center of the world isn't far off.
I would like to add some historical context to this. It is currently in the novel the year 1986. And in the year 1987, almost a year from when this day in-game takes place, the Japanese asset price bubble popped. So
That's fun.
Yes, there's currently an asset bubble happening right now.
No, they're becoming the economic center of the world. You don't understand, Pons.
I know a very comedic song about that very subject.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty sure this is like roughly when like Yakuza 0 was set. I don't remember the exact year. Hang on, let me look it up again.
You have a very forward-looking view. There's no mistaking that, at least.
Yeah, so Yakuza 0 was set in 1988. What did you say this one was?
Yeah, so like a year after the bubble popped. Mm-hmm.
Was it a year after the bubble popped?
Yeah.
Ah, interesting, because they like act like there's a huge like bubble in the.
So
fucking...
that's another historical thing. Is like the bubble did pop, and people tried to pretend like it didn't, and they like literally like drove them all like themselves into like poverty and bankruptcy.
I mean,
anyways. I feel the same as Hideyoshi Nissan. Aniki, can you read into the next decade of history? That keen sense surely came from Dad. It's incredible. However, unlike Dad, there have been cases where the timing of your predictions has been mistaken, haven't there?
Nissan, believing that Japan will definitely face an economic boom, you have been launching resort projects everywhere, and almost all of them continue to fail. While I'm sure that the era you predicted is arriving, it seems that you misread the timing of that boom. You were too early, and then you hurriedly tried to sell everything off, and as a result, opened the wound even further. If your nose was really so reliable and you predicted the coming of a boom, then there should be no reason for you to sell off your property. Isn't this proof that you don't trust your own ability?
How rude! Are you trying to insult my husband?
Natsu's forehead creased as she rose from the sofa. Eva, paying this no heed, stared at Kraus with a confident smile. Kraus, who also maintained his confident appearance, told Natsuhi to sit down. Please stop, Natsuhi. My little sister is incapable of speaking any other way, and always has been. Calm yourself a little. Your headache will get worse.
Proof that you have no talent is also right here. After all, Nissan, weren't you excited about turning this island into a resort? Building a wonderful resort hotel, beautifully maintaining the garden. I'm just an amateur. Don't pretend to understand. But you must have used a significant amount of money, right?
What are you trying to say? My husband's business has nothing to do with you. Actually, that's not true.
Does she not know what this meeting is for?
Rokonjima is not Anaki's. It's Dad's. That hotel was constructed as Anaki's, of course. If you like, you can charge us lodging fees tonight. Right, Rosa.
Well, if what I have on hand will suffice.
If I can make it into a resort, this island's financial worth will rise. It is true that expenses have piled up, but we can hope to have a large harvest in the future. When that happens, it should prove to be a bit beneficial to all of you as well.
I understand that. If the value of the island rises, that will increase our shares when we distribute the inheritance. Of course, we won't ask you to physically divide the island and the mansion into 4 equal parts. We're quite happy to settle this with whatever you calculate its financial worth to be.
If you understand that much, what about my business makes you so dissatisfied?
We aren't dissatisfied. We're uneasy. In the first place, Aniki, when do you plan on to open that hotel? Keep this up and every square inch of it will be covered in our grubby handprints.
That's right. It's an important tool for your business, isn't it? I understand that you can't keep it locked up until the moment you open it for business. Buildings go bad if you don't use them and air them out every once in a while. Even so, it's a bit extravagant for a guest house that we only use once a year. Wouldn't you say, Rosa?
That's right. If it's that wonderful, I'm sure it will become quite popular once you open it.
Oh, the hotel you mentioned earlier was referring to the guest house. I see.
Hell of a building, isn't it? Just as Rosa said, I'm sure it would become popular if you were to open it.
The lodging they had been guided to had not been constructed with the intent of building a guest house. It was originally constructed as a resort hotel. However, even though it had been completed 2 years ago, there was absolutely no schedule for it to be opened.
Nissan, it's just like all of your enterprises.
What did you say, Rose?
Instead, I'm assuming it's once the father dies that it can be opened. So I'm assuming their father's not going to be happy.
I imagine we'll find out in the course of this conversation.
Yeah.
Your attention and planning are both fabulous. Then it always becomes unable to maintain itself partway and ends without being able to collect any profit.
It was brilliant of you to spot that it was a waste to use this island only as a place to live. I think that turning it into a resort which could use things like marine sports, fishing, or honeymoons to attract customers was a pretty good plan. If I were the oldest son, I'm sure I too would have racked my brains over what kind of profit I could get out of this island.
But 2 full years have passed since you finished building, right? After 2 years, you still don't know when you'll be able to open it? Where is the managing company you entrusted it to?
Impertinence. This is not my husband's fault. There just has been some trouble with the company that my husband contracted with. No matter how much you look at it, we are the victims here.
That's the thing, though. This company that Cross Nissan hired, I haven't heard many good rumors about it, you know?
Let's not beat around the bush. The project disintegrated midway due to non-payment, embezzlement, and other troubles. Did you think the rumors wouldn't reach our ears? I've been collecting evidence.
I don't know what kind of evidence you found, but it's all baseless. As new members in the sightseeing business, it is necessary to lay groundwork with various people. It is also important to discuss how trustworthy the other party is. This is nothing more than taking some time to meet that end.
I'll accept that. In my rashness, the hotel was completed too early. However, we are not paying maintenance costs. It's a slow and vital strategic arrangement.
Yeah, I bet. More like you want to sell it, but you can't. There's no reason for anyone to buy such an extravagant hotel on an isolated island with nothing on it and no established sightseeing routes. Besides, what's happening with the loans you gathered for this project?
It might not be costing you maintenance, but the borrowed money you can't return is just going up and up. Sorry, Cross-Nissan. I investigated the development plan for this island a little. I gotta be honest, I've not heard anything good either.
Hideyoshi-san, I'm sure that only looking at the current financial situation could lead you to that impression. However, that is a prior investment. I have no choice but to admit that my prediction was mistaken, and that up until now, several liabilities have been created. However, the times have finally caught up with me. I will soon regain everything I have lost up to this point. No, actually, all of the investments I have made up to now will finally return to my possession. That's right, just like throwing away a small fry which then becomes a salmon, they will come back even bigger than before.
Sure, I'm with you on that. Starting soon, the resort business will probably see an unprecedented boom. Though who knows whether it'll be enough to bury all of your liabilities. But I gotta say, Cross-Nissan, after all the crushing defeats you've suffered so far, who in the world supplied you with funds? That's a heck of a sum we're talking. Enough to cover your massive... Sorry, I started going to my other accent. Enough for you to cover your massive debt, right? I wish you would shut up. I wish you would fucking shut up.
What are you trying to say, Hideyoshi-san?
Natsui-san. Please don't get mad. We've done our research, see? We looked into it, trying to see who could have loaned Cross-Nissan, who's lost all of his battles this far, enough to support his recent massively gutsy investments.
And the result? No one. There is no backer. The iron rule of the money roulette is the bet against the unfortunate. And Aniki, you are well known to be unfortunate in this neighborhood. Surely this era seems set to welcome an economic boon. But when we asked who, with respect to Aniki's failures, who would find him worthy of funding? There was no one.
So you see, where did you raise that money from? That's where we started to question next.
Oh, isn't this an interesting story? And...
Dear, how long do you plan to ignore these abusive remarks? Sit down, Natsuhi-san. Let me be blunt. Aniki, you've been diverting Dad's private funds for your own business. There is almost no doubt. If we made some mistake, please feel free to explain it for us.
Rudolph, this isn't diverting funds. This is embezzlement, isn't it?
Embezzlement.
It's a genuine crime that can be criminally prosecuted.
True.
don't really know what embezzlement is.
This is rudeness to the extreme.
Basically, when you take somebody else's funds that don't technically belong to you, and like kind of like you're kind of like lying about where the money's going, kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. I get it now.
Right.
It's like when those like fucking Bitcoin, not Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency things, they also do that shit.
Yeah.
They're like,
it's a classic form of fraud.
Yeah.
they're like, oh yeah, it's going into this thing, and we're in it, just like taking the money for themselves.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's a big ass crime.
How can you face the successor to the Ushiromiya head house and level these wild accusations?
They aren't wild, they're right on the money, aren't they? He wants to make his business succeed so he can recover his losses, but his debt is actually growing. All he wants is to get himself out of the hole he's dug by making an even bigger gamble than before. If he had funds close at hand, it's only logical that he'd try to use them. Let me say it clearly, Nissan. What you are doing is embezzlement. You are betraying our father. I imagine that we will leave you to the mercy of the courts after all this is over. Do you think those people will kindly agree to address you as successor to the Urushimiya head house?
Saying that he's betraying the head is not something I can overlook. You no longer have the right to darken the doors of the glorious Ushirimiya house. Leave this place immediately. Go on. Get out.
Natsuhi, who had already reached the limits of her anger, shouted at Ava in a rage. She then pointed alternatively at Ava in the hallway, indicating that she should leave. Ava took out a folding fan and fanned herself with it, glaring maliciously at Natsuhi as though silently daring her to repeat what she'd said. However, her mouth was still smiling, curved in the shape of a crescent moon. In that unpleasant silence, Rosa gulped.
Hey, Natsuhi-Nisan. Who do you think you are speaking to?
I am speaking to the extremely impolite sister of my husband. As the person in charge of family affairs, I cannot overlook any more of this.
In charge of family affairs? Ooh. Shut up! You sorry excuse for a wife.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Ava folded the fan with a snap and rose powerfully. Compared to the elegant and playful behavior she had shown up until now, she was unimaginably aggressive.
How foolish! You leave! You would tell me, Urushimiya Eva? Me, Eva, the third ranked in the Urushimiya family hierarchy, who is granted the left shoulder of the head, to leave? Learn your place, and then look in a mirror at your shabby figure. Where on your clothes is the wing? Where are you permitted to wear the one-winged eagle? Your only purpose was to birth a successor to the Urushimiya family. Know your place, bitch.
While Ava's face grimaced unattractively, her words pierced Natsuhi's heart like claws and painfully twisted in. There were 100 ways Natsuhi wanted to respond. However, her anger and sorrow crushed her throat. Not one of them managed to make it to her mouth. The anger, which had lost any place to go, became a single hot tear, which slowly dripped down.
What?
What the
If you have
fuck?
something to say, please say it now. Come on.
Ava faced her with a provocative gaze. However, Natsuhi's fist was shaking. She trembled on all over, unable to do anything. Kraus quietly broke that powder keg tension. Natsuhi, leave your seat. You should go cool off your head. Natsuhi, resenting the fact that her husband had not come to her aid, shifted the focus of her attack.
Don't you understand what they're saying about you? These people are basically calling you a traitor to father. We protect the glory of the Ushirimiya family.
Hang on. So wait, does she not know and then he's actually done it? I feel like that's the case.
Yeah, almost certainly. Like, why would he just tell his wife, hey, I'm embezzling?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Does he seem like the type to be like telling his wife, hey, I'm doing embezzlement right now?
I don't think, I don't think he respects her, like, at all, really, so, yeah.
We protect the glory of the Ushirimiya family. We put forth the effort day in and day out, striving to be paragons of nobility in order to take over that glory from father. This inexcusable rambling tramples all of that underfoot. And you, why don't you talk back to them? I'm talking back because you won't, but you have been relying just completely on me. And now you're telling me to go cool my head? It's always me. I'm always thinking so seriously about this family's affairs, and you've just taken that and...
Natsuhi can no longer...
Sorry, my fake cry sounds very fake, so...
I think it's pretty good, Cat. Natsuhi could no longer hide her tears. She flew from the room in that state. After that, all that remained was a somewhat embarrassed mood about the parlor. When the sound of footsteps grew distant and silence returned, Kraus shrugged his shoulders slightly. I apologize for my wife. She has always been bad at controlling her emotions. I too have a hard time with her. Jesus.
You've got someone like that running things, you must be on edge constantly as well. Ooh. Ooh.
True.
Also, am I a bad person, or like, I kind of do think that what's her name? Nahui? What was it?
Natsuhi?
Natsuhi. She like was like completely out of place. She's not blood related to the family, and yet she was telling the daughter to like fuck off. Like I don't know where she thinks she's coming from. Like, no, I don't think she should have been like hit or like yelled at like that, but she was kind of being annoying and like butting in about shit that wasn't her business. I mean, they already said that the family conference was to talk frankly about family affairs, so that's what they were doing. And she's like, "Oh, how dare you? Oh, how dare you?" It's like, this is not your business.
She's also just blindly trusting her husband. I mean, I guess maybe she refuses to see him as a sleazebag, but it's kind of a sleazebag.
She kind of seems to be desperate for like the family to like be like righteous and whatever, even though clearly that's not how business, you don't conduct business righteously. So she seems very naive and very like, I don't know. I really don't like her. I don't think that she deserved to be hit or screamed at. I just think that she she needed to be told that this wasn't her business.
Was she hit? I thought she was just yelled at.
No,
I
she
thought
was
that-
not hit. She
I thought-
Ava
Yeah, I
thought
slapped
she
her
just snapped-
fan closed.
Oh, I
That's it.
thought
Snapped it closed. She didn't hit her with it.
slapped her with it. Oh, that's okay. Well, still, I don't think she should have been screamed at and insulted and any of that. But like, I also think she was completely out of place.
I think it sounded like she was just trying to like defend her husband, but
Yeah.
She was just screaming and like getting involved with shit that I don't think was her business. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, to be fair, they are accusing Kraus of a crime. Like,
Yes, but that's
an
Cross's
actual crime.
business and not her. Well, I guess she's.
Well, it is
alive.
hers.
Yeah, yeah. maybe it's
yeah.
I feel like no, I agree that she's kind of out of place here and like is really asserting herself when she does not have the right to.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
feel like
what
all
I
these
mean.
people are shitty pieces of trash and like should be called as such, but I don't feel like she has the right to assert herself in front of them in this situation.
Yeah, that's more so what I mean. Yeah.
Oh, that's me. Madame.
何でもありません。
It's nothing.
下がりなさい。
Leave me be.
Natsuhi flew into her room and bent over the bed, wailing. Those heart-wrenching sobs reached Kumasawa in the hallway.
おいたわしや奥様。奥様とエヴァ様は。
Oh, this is your monologue, Rose.
My monologue. I
End of the
see. I see. So do I? Okay.
This line.
How heartrending, Madame Natsuhi. There is a deep entity between her and Iba-sama. Entity?
Enmity. Enmity.
Oh, I don't know what that means. I don't think I've
Hatred.
ever heard that. Oh, okay.
Mutual hatred usually.
Aggression. Yeah.
Explaining their relationship is very draining for a woman such as myself. The Urashima family holds its bloodline in very high regard, but if a daughter marries into another family, they would normally be removed from their family hierarchy. So under normal circumstances, Iba-sama should have been removed when she married Hideyoshi-sama. However, and this is not anyone's fault, Madame definitely bore no guilt. There is no way to say it other than calling it a whim of God. Cross-sama and Natsu-sama were not blessed with children for some time. And of course, this was patriarchal Urashima family. This was the patriarchal Urashima family. And her wife was just a tool to create an heir. If that wife could not fulfill her only duty, she would not be treated as a human. It's painful to remember how much the master tortured Madame during that time. During that time, Iba-sama and Hideyoshi-sama's wedding was discussed. Fuck me, I can't do all these names. I'm so fucked.
You're fine, you're fine.
Iba-sama was sly, taking advantage of Madame's inability to become pregnant. She gained the favor of the master. She inspired him to allow her to marry and give birth to a successor herself, making sure to avoid transferring her name out of the Urashima register. There was a wait. Wait, hang on. Is this all one thing that just got done? I didn't make this. There was a vast difference in. I'm just surprised that it was so big. There was a vast difference in the Urashima hierarchy between Madame, who married into the Urashima and was treated like an outsider, and Iba-sama, who was related to the family by blood, and whose husband took on the Urashima name. And beyond that, Iba-sama was the first to give birth, and what's more, to a boy. Perhaps you can now understand how much weaker Madame's position was compared to Iba-sama. I'm sure if Madame is tormented by the thought that only she had gotten pregnant earlier, the master wouldn't have accepted Iba-sama's request to keep her last name after the marriage. And Iba-sama wouldn't have been permitted to act as arrogantly as she had today. However, that was not Madame's fault. It's not what she does at all. All of the blame lies with God's whims and that stalk that delivered Jessica-san late.
I think the blame lands on the grandfather who made a fucking super sexist family.
Yeah.
Even so, Madame won't allow herself to see things this way. She probably can't help but cry bitter tears in her inability to carry out duties of an expected wife. And how heartrending. I cannot do anything but watch over her from the shadows.
It's funny how pervert grandma is also the most maternal.
Mm-hmm. Well, I believe she is a mother. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of mothers though, but she's like maternal. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like there was like 3 mothers in that room, and they were all a little weird.
Oh yeah.
But grandma has been looking out for all the younger ladies, which is nice.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We crossed the hall again on our way to the entrance. As we did, we once again saw the witch's portrait. Oh, true, you haven't seen the witch's portrait yet.
Beatrice!
Oh, so there's just a fucking...
Beatrice!
There's just a cursed painting in the house? Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
There's just a cursed object sitting in the house.
Oh yeah, and it's huge, by the way.
Yes,
Awesome.
it's huge.
And expensive.
Yeah, I think I see that it's like, it looks like it's 12 feet tall or something. It's crazy.
Something like that, yeah. As we did, we once again saw that witch's portrait. However, the word saw is probably not the best word to describe that experience. It was more like our eyes were drawn to it. That woman's eyes, with her sage-like glamour, definitely had the power to make those who look at her stand rooted to the spot. So this is the witch, Beatrice. Wonder if it's true.
Ooh, Ballard doesn't believe?
Back when he had asked what this picture was, the first person to tell him it was Beatrice had been Maria. Therefore, when Battler showed signs of doubt, Maria must have felt that Battler didn't have faith in her. Of course, that's not what Battler meant. Maria ran up to the portrait and began begging on a plate below it. Maybe the title of the portrait was written there? Maria, trying to prove that she wasn't lying, insistently continued to hit the plate. Sorry about that. It's not like I doubt anything you said, Maria.
Ooh, Ballard believes. Ooh.
When he patted Maria's head and apologized, she seemed to accept it, sticking out her chest and proudly ooh-oohing. Let's see here. My beloved witch Beatrice. Behold the sweet fish river. Wait, what's with this weird long epitaph?
Oh, Beatrice, the sweet fish river.
Beatrice!
Also, am I crazy or does that not look like a child?
No.
I don't.
I think
Yeah,
it's
it's
just a style.
Okay,
Yeah.
they look kind of childlike to me, but okay.
Yeah, they do, but I think
I'm
it's
sure
look
she looks
kinda doll-like.
perpetually
just a
young.
child. Maybe doll-like, yeah.
I would
Yeah,
say doll-like,
okay.
and dolls kind of look childish, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it
okay.
is it is painted based on his description to
Ah,
painting.
got
Yes.
you,
Yeah,
got
it's
you.
it's not.
Yeah, it's not a
painting of
real
her.
person.
She's not supposed to exist.
At least, not a real
I say
person,
not supposed
quote
to exist
unquote.
because for some reason in my character list, but anyways,
You mean in the Rondo of the Witch and Reasoning, there might be a witch?
Who knows?
Well, everyone's in the game's been saying she's fake, so surely she's fake, right?
Surely. The plate did have the title of the portrait written on it, but it was much too big to contain only that. Beneath the title, what looked like a long epitaph was also written. As I skimmed over it, I was taken aback by the array of unnerving words that jumped out at me.
Incredible, isn't it? Grandfather had that written. Pretty deep, huh?
Ooh,
Ooh.
I know. It's the place where the gold is hidden.
The gold?
Wait, is it that story about the Ushimiya family's hidden gold?
Fucking Cortez's treasure? Oh, fuck's sake.
There's another
The
thing that takes you
Urashima
back.
treasure is hidden. Also, I didn't realize their one-winged eagle thing was in different spots based on their fucking thing. Was that explained at some point? I just missed it.
No, we just meant to pick it up based on that conversation and also using our eyeballs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was mentioned earlier or like not. Because I just like kind of saw it.
It
I was
wasn't.
like, oh, that's a
So
symbol.
they told us it's their crest, but
Yeah.
Wait, and Nikki, is this for real?
Grandfather had this written, but he refuses to say anything about this picture or epitaph. Even so, amongst the family, it is often whispered that it points to the location of grandfather's hidden gold, and that he will relinquish the family headship and the gold to the person who solves the riddle. Fucking oh my god, clandestine, fucking Cortez is... This is crazy.
I heard that too. Lots and lots of gold. Gold.
Gold. I love my gold.
anyways, continue.
Oh, that's me.
Yep.
Well, who knows, really? 10 tons of gold bars? 10 tons?
10
Fuck me.
tons.
Sounds a bit too fishy to me. That's a lot of fucking gold.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I haven't, I forgot how much that is 10 tons of gold is worth.
Well, like an ounce of gold is
yeah,
like hundreds
the
of
GDP
dollars,
of a small
so...
country.
Yeah.
You forget, as in like you track that normally? Is that part of your like?
No,
What's
no,
the
no,
current
no.
market value of gold?
Apparently,
No, because I was when I played this first, I was curious and I googled how much the gold was
Okay,
worth.
I looked it up. Apparently, the current value in USD is $131 million.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Is
That's
that
a lot
all?
of fucking money. What do you mean that's all? That's a lot of $100 million?
For 10 tons of gold, that's just surprising with how expensive the fucking shit is.
Okay,
1 ton of gold.
yeah.
1 ton. 1 ton. 2,000 pounds.
Yeah.
4,190.
Okay, I looked it up as metric tons. I'm sorry, I gotta look up
4,000
the imperial tons. I think that's different.
4,129.
10 tons, 10 non-imperial tons might be different. Okay, it's a
I mean,
little
I
bit more if
looked
you're doing
Yeah.
non-imperial. If you're doing the
$120 million, basically. $120.5 million, basically.
Mhm.
Anyway.
yeah. When
anyway.
I type ton, I type it with the NE
That's
at
also-
the end.
That's also current price, so it might have been more back then.
Yeah.
But gold doesn't change that much, it seems. Or it
Yeah, it
only
does.
really ever goes
It
up.
does.
Oh, it does.
It does.
It does.
Does it?
Yeah. Just like all the economy changes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's relative. I mean, it is It is like it's not the. We don't have a gold standard in the U.S. anymore, so it used to be standardized. It used to be pretty even, but it's not anymore.
Yeah, but like I mean, back then it's pretty consistent.
It still didn't have the gold standard back then.
You know, I think in 1986,
ultimately we don't know, and it doesn't matter.
It's just a lot of money.
It's a fuck ton of money, yeah.
Still, if you read this all the way through, it almost seems real. I think I already explained grandfather's upbringing, but let me also mention the Ushimiya family's legend of the gold. Grandfather succeeded in the Ushimiya family after he had been almost totally destroyed in the Great Kanto earthquake, and by successfully riding the stormy seas after the war, managed to accumulate great wealth. That much of the story everyone knows. However, this is where the strange part of the story begins. Part of it is closely tied to grandfather's black magic hobby, so its credibility is extremely low, but, well, wait till the end before you doubt or make fun of it. After the war, grandfather successfully predicted what the future would hold. His bank gamble paid off, and he accumulated a vast store of wealth, but there's a mysterious legend about how he gained the funds in the first place. Grandfather came from a branch family and had no connection to the business world or the financial world. Even though he later built connection with the occupying forces, in the beginning he was supposedly a nameless person who had not yet gained anyone's trust. Money can only be gathered based on trust. There's no way anyone would lend money to an untrustworthy person. How did grandfather, whose trustworthiness was zero, manage to obtain the large amount of funds in the first place? It is said that when asked that question, grandfather answered like this. If you want to read that, Mel? If you want a chance to do the voice.
One fateful day, I encountered the Golden Witch Beatrice.
He then went on about how he continued to research alchemy techniques for summoning demons in order to become a great mage. And the entity summoned as a result of the demon calling ritual was the Golden Witch Beatrice. He then said that he made a contract where, in exchange for his own soul, he'd receive fortune and honor. The witch then granted the grandfather 10 tons of gold. Grandfather used the gold as collateral to prepare a vast quantity of funds, and then used that to multiply his wealth by several times and revive the Ushimiya family. It seems the story is so old that our parents had already been told it when they were still children. So our parents, when they were little, explored this island in various ways, believing that the gold that grandfather had received from the witch might be hidden somewhere. However, since there was the danger of them getting lost in the abandoned forest, grandmother or someone began to spread the story that the witch lived in the forest and approaching it was too dangerous. I remember that old story. When we were little, our parents told us about it, and we went all over the island searching for treasure. Didn't we get lost in the forest and start crying until some of the servants found us? Our parents were so mad at us. That takes me back.
We sure were idiots, weren't we? I mean, come on. Grandfather used to build up the funds that he had finally bought this island, right? That means he must have had the gold before coming here. There's no way that'd be here on the island.
That's not necessarily so. Maybe the gold was hidden on the island from the beginning, and he bought the whole island just to make sure it was all his. There was a whole 10 tons of it, right? It seems more realistic that he would try to secure the place where it was hidden rather than try to move it all.
This epitaph was written 2 years ago, and since grandfather had it written himself, I see, this does make the legend of the gold more believable. 10 tons of gold bestowed upon grandfather by a witch that said he used to revive the Ushimiya family. It's sleeping somewhere even now, and grandfather may be planning to turn it over to whoever can solve the riddle. I guess that sounds like grandfather's style or something. If that's true, then that's one hell of an opportunity. The epitaph carved into the plate was very mysterious, something like a poem or a song. Its sentences were incredibly disturbing, filled with the signs of grandfather's black magic hobby and truly in bad taste. But could definitely be viewed as a puzzle, which, if solved, could lead to the place where the gold was hidden.
I can't even imagine if that's what he intended or not. All I can say is this shady epitaph was displayed here so that everyone in the family could see it. And that, even while hinting at the existence of the gold, he still refuses to touch upon the subject of its hiding place. That caused our parents' imagination to run wild and call it a battle of wits from grandfather.
And it's my dad who's taking this nonsense at face value. His greed exposed to the world. Even though he laughs at grandfather's black magic hobby, he still believes this story about hidden gold. He's all talk.
Well, it's certainly not a realistic story. At that time, when grandfather was still nameless, without any connections, there's no way anyone would have just lent him a massive quantity of gold bars for free. Although it's not unthinkable to suggest that exactly why grandfather called his sponsor a witch.
Yeah, but it's 10 tons! 10 tons! If you trade that for money, 10 tons!
What?
Wow. If you trade that for money, how much would that come to? Anyway, it'd have to be a ridiculous amount, right?
It would be a ridiculous amount. They say that the total amount of gold mined by humankind since the dawn of history is at most 100,000 tons. That 1/10,000th of all the gold humankind has obtained throughout history should belong to just one person is just insane. And that it should be all in one place, and that there should be a witch who could just lend it to grandfather as if it was nothing. That would be no ordinary person.
Yes.
Give me more gold.
As for me, I think that number 10 tons sounds totally fake. In the first place, has anyone other than grandfather ever even seen it? And even if some generous witch lent him some actual gold, couldn't that 10 be right but actually be a mistake from 10 kilos? Even 10 kilos would be pretty incredible sum, right? I'll take 10 kilos. I wouldn't turn it down.
I wouldn't trade no. Sure wouldn't trade
I
no.
would say no 1 kilo of gold.
Ooh, 10 kilos of gold is how much?
Maria, who couldn't keep up and felt like she was being spoken to in riddles, finally found a place where she could ask us a question. A question which I also wanted to ask right then. Whether I hear 10 kilos or 10 tons, I know it's an incredible amount, but I couldn't put a number on exactly how incredible. George and Nikki fold his arms and try to remember the market price of gold.
Well, gold is affected by speculation, and its price can also change depending on its purity and the trustworthiness of the foundry. You would also need to pay a commission to turn it into money. Still, it's definitely a precious metal, and some people estimate that if gold mining continues at its current rate, within half a century, we will have mined all of it.
Nah, that'd be silly.
Just guessing haphazardly, for 1 kilo, I think maybe a price of 2 million yen.
Whoa.
私よ、10キロってのは今適当に言った控えめな数字なんだけどよ。
I know I just plucked that 10 kilos figure out of thin air. But even that would be worth 20 million yen.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Ugh.
Ooh, I weigh 28 kilograms.
Which means that if we had a Maria-chan's weight in gold, we could estimate its worth at over 50 million yen.
Turn her into gold! Use the black magic to turn her into gold!
That's just mind-boggling. How much would 10 tons be then? It's 20 million of 10 kilos times 1,000, so that's it. 20 billion yen? What the hell? How much is 20 billion yen actually worth? We have to measure it by putting in terms we could understand. Okay, so this is the rough estimate for the worth of the gold in 1986 in yen, and if anyone feels like crunching the numbers, you could just no.
Well, I was also just like looking at the price.
How much is 20 billion yen actually worth? We would have to measure it by putting in terms that we could understand. I mean, they say that wages over a lifetime are 20 million yen. You grow up and work like crazy, sacrificing your life for your company. As you approach old age, you are finally freed. And all that together, including the retirement money, comes out to 20 million yen. In other words, that is the cash equivalent of a human's life. No, you could even call it the price of a life. Talking about a sum so enormous that would require 100 of those lives. Assuming you work for...
I love the capitalistic assumption of the amount that a person's life is worth is the amount of money that they had earned from laboring that entire life.
True, true.
Yes!
Assuming you work for 40 years from ages 20 to 60, then it's equal to 4,000 years of work wages. The sum of money you could finally accumulate after working every day starting from the Jomon period.
Is 20 billion yen huge?
Yeah, it's huge. For real, you can buy more of that shortcake you love than you can eat in a lifetime.
However, while I could imagine 20 billion yen in cash, I don't think it's very plausible for it to all be in one place as gold bars. Just as I said, gold is extremely heavy, and it's not very convenient as a method for storing all your accumulated fortune. If it was all in highly valued stocks and bonds or really expensive precious gems, it wouldn't be unthinkable. You often hear of people who, in the chaotic period of the war, traded their wealth for precious gems so they could carry it around with them. But you don't usually hear stories of people exchanging their wealth for gold.
I only just realized the like double meaning of like her being the gold witch. Like, she's got like blonde hair, which is why I originally was thinking now that this story's happening, it's like, oh, that makes sense. Of course it's heavy. But internationally, it's the most trusted and stable. Doesn't that mean something? With bonds, for example, if the company is destroyed, they're just scraps of paper.
You can also look at it that way. But even one 10-kilo ingot is pretty heavy to carry around. Have you ever heard this? Even if you carry a 50-kilogram person on your back, you can't carry a 50-kilogram bag over your shoulder. With that many gold bars, the amount of labor and risk for one person would be hard to calculate.
So what you're saying is, if we're talking 20 billion yen in banknotes lying around, that would be one thing. But given that supposedly 20 billion yen in gold piled up, it doesn't really ring true?
That's right. Although the legend of the gold does have a pretty interesting ring to it, even just the part about the 10 tons of gold is a little bit of a stretch.
I actually wonder how heavy it would be to have that value of money in banknotes, because I think that would also be quite difficult to transport as physical currency. Would it not?
Yes.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. I think any form that this amount of money would be difficult to transfer. Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Like, obviously, if you're paying for something gold, I guess you just take like a bar of gold and be like, oh, that's got me set up for the next like week if you're like spending it crazy. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and also it could be like, oh, maybe the island itself has unmined gold. Like maybe it's like if it's real gold, then maybe the island itself just contains that amount of gold. No, I mean it would be an insane amount of gold for the island to contain. I mean the island is basically 100% gold, but
not 100%, but yeah, I get what you're saying. It would just have like actual fucking gold veins in it.
Yeah. I would say it'd be found by now. So we would notice that there's gold running through everywhere. Yeah.
If you think about it logically like that, it sounds obviously fake. Also, I gotta go really soon. It kind of brings it back. It brings you back down to reality.
That said, it is grandfather we're talking about, after all. He may have announced his financing from some kind of rich person in an exaggerated metaphorical way, as 10 tons of gold received from a witch. Even the number 10 tons feels pretty symbolic.
You mean like his gratitude for the money he borrowed was worth 10 tons of gold or something?
Or maybe it was magic!
That's you, Rose.
Yeah, I know, it's putting my shoes on. Maybe some rich man's leisure wife generously granted it to grandfather. Maybe then he started calling her this lady, started calling this lady a witch.
Jessica's example isn't bad, as someone was generous enough to lend a large sum of money to grandfather when his trustworthiness was still 0. She would certainly be someone worthy of being called a witch. Furthermore, grandfather later used that money to build a vast amount of wealth. Such an incredible ability to judge people. Again, she might well be fittingly called a witch. Also, since she went through the trouble of lending all that money, she might also have enthusiastically guided how it was spent. Come to think of it, the idea to get involved with the occupying forces and profit from the Korean War demands might have come from the witch as well. With all that considered, saying that he received wealth and honor from a witch might actually be a fair description. I see. So, in other words, this witch granted the funds necessary to revive the Ushimiya family, and grandfather owed her big time. If that's the case, and grandfather had the huge painting drawn displayed out of feelings of gratitude, yeah, that might not be that strange of a story.
Hey, what if this person looked like an old witch like Granny? And then grandfather idolized her appearance and turned her into this beauty when he had the painting drawn. Haha, I'll bet if we ever did meet this person, she wouldn't be nearly this pretty.
That's possible. The name Beatrice sounds pretty Western, and if you think about how everyone in our family has Western-style names, maybe even the name Beatrice is a result of grandfather trying to rearrange some Japanese person's name to make it sound Western.
I get
It could
it.
also be that he just idolized her that much that he wanted to make everyone's names like that.
Or maybe she was actually Western, seeing as they're talking about the Allied forces.
Well, it did specify when we first saw the painting that this was a painting of clearly like some European woman or something like that.
Yeah.
That like she was clearly like
Yeah.
white.
Yeah, so I could see Beatrice also just being a white lady.
I think she is a white lady, and I think it's more likely that he named all the children European names because he was like, oh, Beatrice, oh my god, European, I love European stuff.
Yeah, like it's Europeanism sort of like luck token, so he named all his kids European names, yeah.
Exactly.
I fucking love white people.
That means this pretty girl doesn't exist outside the picture. Guess that means they won't be able to rub those elegant breasts.
God fucking damn it.
In the first place, isn't a witch a little weird? Like you could find something like that anywhere on Earth. As I laughed and made fun of the witch in an attempt to differentiate myself from the kid I was 6 years ago who was afraid of the witch of the forest, Maria tugged on my sleeve. The strength which she did so displayed a little annoyance. What is it, Maria?
Ooh! Beatrice exists!
Maria stared up at me. She had her usual sour look, but I could tell she was angry because of the color in her eyes.
Witches exist! Witches exist! Ooh, ooh, ooh!
Sure, they do exist. If you turn the TV on and watch anime or something.
Exist! Witches exist! Ooh, ooh, ooh!
I started to feel pressure, not knowing why Maria was jumping on me like that. Then Jessica tapped me on the shoulder and told me in a small voice.
Dumbass, don't go smashing a kid's dream. Maria really believes that things like witches and Beatrice exist.
Come to think of it, Maria-chan, in social studies at your school, when you were asked to write about what you wanted to be when you grew up, you wrote a witch, didn't you?
What the fuck? What the hell?
Maria nodded seriously. Tears started to run from the corners of her eyes. I see. To a girl who wants to become a witch in the future, this Beatrice is proof that witches do exist in this world, and also someone who she admires and strives to be like.
Exist! Witches exist! But Battler doesn't believe! Ooh, ooh, ooh!
It's alright, they exist, witches. Oni-chan believes it.
George and Nikki kneeled down and held Maria's head. Watching this, Jessica poked me in the side. So that's what it is. It's basically like I just dropped the bomb that Santa Claus doesn't exist. In front of a child who believes in him on Christmas Eve. I'm not the kind of guy who likes to shatter kids' dreams. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to make fun of your dreams. I apologize. Of course Beatrice exists. Even now, she's living in the forest and comes every night to the mansion to peek in and see what everyone's doing. That's why you shouldn't go into the forest. And at night you mustn't stay up staring into the dark forest. You might be seen by the witch of the forest, Beatrice. After all, grandmother said so.
Ooh! Really? Battler really believes?
Yep, I believe. Sorry for doubting it. Come on, let's make up, okay? Took out my hand and Maria grabbed it with her tiny hand and we made up. Maria didn't grumble any more than that. So George, Nikki, and Jessica were relieved.
Alright, I'm going. Bye!
Okay, bye, Rose.
Bye.
Bye.
We're gonna keep going a little bit, or?
Yeah, we're gonna keep going a little bit, I think.
Okay. Oh,
皆様、ここにいらっしゃられたんですね。
this is where you all were.
てっきり海岸へ行かれたとばかり。
I was sure you had just left to go to the beach.
Shannon Chan, carrying a basket, was surprised to find us all gathered in front of the portrait.
シャモンか。
I can just go.
Oh, true. Who would like to be?
Shannon.
いやさ、バトラはベアトリー
Well, this is the first time Battler has seen Beatrice's portrait.
まあ見とれてたってわけだ
He was
ぜ。
fascinated by it.
そうですね。見とれちゃいますね。
Yes, she does that, doesn't she?
ベアトリーチェ様って本当にお綺麗です。
Beatrice Sama truly is beautiful.
さぞや親方様を虜になさったろうと思
I
い
am
ます。
sure that she captivated the master.
パトロン説の他にも
In addition to the patron, or the sorry, blah, blah, blah. In addition to the patron theory, there's also a theory that she was grandfather's first
ど
love.
ちらにせよ彼女に出会って
Either
から
way,
数
although
十
it's
年を経て
been
いるだろ
several
うにもか
decades
かわ
since
ら
he
ず
met her,
今
even
な
now
お
she
心
holds
の
a
中
special
に
place in
大
his
きくそ
heart,
れは今なお虜にしてい
which
ると
must
いう
mean
ことなん
that
だろう
he
ね
is still captivated by her even today.
やれやれ
Sheesh. This must have made grandmother pretty jealous, right?
私はよく知らねえけど、やっぱりそういうのはあったらしいぜ。
I don't know everything, but yeah, that did happen actually.
母様は金髪の浮気相手がいると信じてたらしいな。
Apparently, grandmother believed that he was cheating on her with some blonde-haired woman. Ooh, good smell. Good smell coming from Shannon.
Maria, sniffing, approached the basket Shan Chan was holding with interest. Now that you mention it, I do notice the fragrant scent, with the essence of vanilla.
申し訳ございません。
Ah, I
熊
apologize.
沢さんからこれを皆さんに
I was told by
お届けするように
Kumasawa-san to bring them to you all.
なんだろう
What is it, I wonder?
素敵だね
Oh,
クッキー
excellent.
だ
Cookies.
Ooh, want to eat cookies. Want to eat cookies. Ooh.
ええ、お召し上がりいただけますよ。
Certainly. You may eat as many as you would like.
でも、その
But,
Unsure whether it was really acceptable to serve cookies in a place like this in front of the portrait, Shan Chan sent us a glance which seemed to ask us what we wanted to do. Well, think about it, yeah, that would be bad
マリ
manners.
ア、ここじゃなくてよそで食べようぜ。
Maria, why don't you eat someplace
ク
else?
ッキーをお弁当にピクニッ
Let's
クに行
put
こ
the
う。
cookies in a bento and have a picnic. Ooh. Have a picnic. Yay. Have a picnic.
クッキー食べれるなら
If we eat cookies, let's go.
そうだな
Yeah, let's go get some fresh air. We shouldn't pick at food right in front of the witch.
そうだ。もともと私たちは浜辺に行こうって言ってたんじゃねえか。
Oh, right. Didn't we say we wanted to go down the beach in the first place?
行こうぜ行こうぜ。
Let's go. Let's go.
シャノンちゃん
Shannon
申し訳ないんだけど腰を
Sorry,
下ろせる
but
敷
could I
物
ask
と
you to
水
get
筒
us
に
a
お茶を入れ
blanket
て
to
きて
sit
もらう
on
のを
and
お願
some
いしても
flasks
いい
of
かな
tea?
はい。
right.
かしこまりました。
Certainly.
Shan Chan received her instructions and gracefully bowed before retracing her steps. We headed for the beach on our own. Everyone headed for the entrance in a group. Feeling as though that witch was staring down at our backs, I turned around once more.
Ooh. Badler, you still don't believe?
いや
Oh no, I believe.
その方が夢があるしね
That way is more fantastical. The golden witch Beatrice gave grandfather 10 tons of gold.
それでその
That gold might be sleeping around somewhere.
しかもそいつを
Plus, just saying grandfather wrote that strange epitaph as though challenging us to find it if we
こういう
can.
ロマンはあった方
I
が
think that kind of romantic story is way better.
200億円の黄金か。
20 billion yens worth of gold.
私たち4人で
Even
山
if we
分けした
split it up between the four of us, that's still a ridiculous amount of money.
一人頭50億円か
5 billion yen for each of us.
すごいね
Incredible.
それだけあったらどんな
What
事
kind
業
of
でも起こ
money?
せそうだ
And
よ
with that kind of money, any business would
Yeah.
prosper.
そもそも働かず
No,
に
wait.
生
We
涯を
could live
優
our
雅に過ご
whole
せるだろう
lives
ね
fabulously without ever working at all.
50
Ooh, ooh. Not 5 billion yen. Cookies, cookies.
Maria would take cookies over money. So, 5 billion yen, that's like a dream. Let me...
まさかお前たちは親父殿の黄金伝説を本当に信じているのかね
This next scene here in the resuming back the adults discussion is a bit long. It's kind of as long as like the first part.
Do you think we might want to end sooner rather than later then? Otherwise, we'd be stopping mid-scene.
I think... I wish I knew how long it took us to get to the last part of this. The scene in the parlor.
I mean, since Rose is gone, like, I'm pretty okay with calling it, but I know you feel different, potentially.
Yeah, I think we can... we can wrap it up here for tonight. Yeah, we will stop here for tonight since Rose is gone and this is a bit of a longer scene. But yeah, thank you all so much for stopping by and hanging out with us tonight. Uh-oh. I got the one that gave the administrator again. No!
Oh, 7. Oh, no. Oh, wait. Oh, no. That means you're gonna lose all that.
No, the progress we did today. I just gotta hit.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Fast forward through it, but well, the game crashed either way.
Damn, this game hates us.
Well, I guess this is gonna be the end of stream for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by and hanging out with us. Next Tuesday we shall continue with more Umineko and continue the adult discussion about the Ushumiya family inheritance next week. I will be live next on Friday to continue playing Scarlet Hollow, and then a Saturday to play some more Factorio. And I'm super duper looking forward to that. Thank you again for stopping by and hanging out with us tonight. Go follow Belle, Cat, Chimera, and Rose if you don't already, because they are super duper awesome fans for hanging out with me on stream all the time. I have your ats in the title. Wait, dang it.
He hates us.
But yes, who to raid? I'll send you over to Gap. I'll go send you over to Gap. She raided me a few times recently, so go send her my love and support. It looks like she's playing Far Cry 6. I didn't get around to playing that Far Cry. I think I played a bunch of 3, and I think a bit of 4. I haven't played any of the newer Far Cries. But yes, go send her our love and support, and thank you all again for stopping by and hanging out with us tonight. Thank you, Div, for the follow. Nice to see you back from the Factorio stream if you're still hanging out in the chat. Thank you, Stevie, for the 5 stream streak. And I will see you guys on Friday. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.